What's up, everyone? We have a great show tonight. I have a special guest, Senor Ramilia Sports Report, Rudy himself. We're going to be talking about this epic game, Week 18, Battle of the Backups. So much to talk about. There's still some things that we're going to talk about. Both teams are heading to the playoffs. One team was destined to go. The other one wasn't. But it got there. We're going to talk about that and much more right after this. Welcome back to a battle between our enemies. Getting to know our enemies a little bit better. We got our NFC West rivals in the house and the Rams. I just want to start off with congratulating Rudy's team making it to the playoffs. What Sean McVay has been able to do this year with a bunch of rookies, hitting on Nuka, your receiver 17. I keep forgetting his name. Puka Nacua?
Puka Nacua.
Okay. And then Karan Williams, your running back. A couple of Turner, I believe his name, on defense. You guys made some great picks. So I just wanted to just, let's say, congratulations to you and your Rams. Let me give you a hand of applause for that. It's not easy to make the playoffs, especially when the team was really looking at maybe winning 4 or 5 games. Sean McVay and Snead had obviously different plans. What surprised you, Rudy, of your team this year, other than those 2 gentlemen that I just mentioned?
You know what? That's going to sound weird to people that aren't Ram fans, but it doesn't surprise me. In the beginning of the year, I was saying that we're going to go 9-8, and we have a chance to make the playoffs because the NFC is weak. This year, I said in our division, Arizona's going to be in the sweepstakes. They got rid of D Hop. Murray was going to be gone for a few games. Um, Gino is Gino. I have no trust in him. We weren't really worried about them. Kind of like how you guys match up against us, and now we should be able to beat them type of thing because you guys have had the success. That's how we feel about the other teams. Arizona's not a problem for us. The Seahawks aren't a problem for us, even in a 5-12 game a year. But I thought that we can put enough games together with this offense, not knowing who Puka Nacua was yet. We thought he'd be pretty good, but we didn't know that he was going to be him. I mean, he already has a jersey in Canton from that 5-game winning streak, 5-game receiving streak, all time, and the Cooper Cup went down. So I thought that our offense would carry us. And Matthew Stafford, he even said in the beginning of the year that he feels healthier than even his first year with the Rams, as long as the offensive line held up. And then we went and we got Dotson from the Steelers. We went and got Witherspoon, who used to be on the Niners, but he's a lot better player now. But he's a good sized pro player. He's serviceable. He's got 4 picks since he came with us, and it doesn't surprise me, but it does surprise me of how many picks that we hit on. I mean, we honestly can run all the awards. We can have comeback player of the year Matthew Stafford. We can have Puka Nacua, the O'Roy. We could have, and it depends with CJ Stroud because they like to give it to the quarterbacks. But we could have Kobe Turner, the D-Roy, Les Snead, executive of the year. I mean, it's amazing year, man. And honestly, we're 9-7, and not to be greedy, but we gave away a game against Green Bay where Matthew Stafford got hurt, and we put out Brett Rippon, who's not even an NFL quarterback. I don't even know why a couple of teams signed him after we released him. We couldn't win that game, but we had chances. And we could have won 10, 11 games. The Bengal game was taken away from us because the refs, Tutu Atwell stepped on the sideline. On the call on the field was inbounds. He got a touchdown. They took it from us, and then we lost by 4 points. So we could have 11 wins in a retooling season, honestly, if we would have got those 2 breaks and Matthew Stafford plays against the Packers. But yeah, I'm not surprised, but I am surprised at how many picks that we hit on. Byron Young, Steve Avila, rookie. Surprised he didn't make the Pro Bowl. He's already one of the better guards, left guards in football. So the only thing that we suck on really is our kicker. We didn't hit on that one, and special teams has been horrible. And but we've been. It's very I'm very surprised that way, but. But honestly, McVay's the guy came back re-energized and recharged, and new coaching staff. Ryan Wendell on the offensive line has been a godsend. He runs the Patriots way as far as run schemes and all that, and it's been amazing, man. It's been an amazing year.
That's good, bro. And I just want to address your boy Stockton.
Oh,
It's funny because he's like, don't be kissing our ass now since you've been talking shit about the Rams. Oh, yeah, I'm always going to talk shit about the Rams. I don't
yeah,
like the Rams, but I love football. I love football first. I can hate the Rams
yeah,
and acknowledge good players and good decisions by your coaches. Those two can exist in my thought process. So if you think that I'm kissing ass, well, that's your opinion. That's fine. Your team still sucks, bro. But I want to give some
I
acknowledgement.
do want to say something real quick. Stockton, me and Stockton are he's I call both of you guys my friend, but I want to say this, that I don't want and I'll tell my guy Stockton, I love my guy Stockton. It's okay to go against teams, but I don't like personal attacks. So I just want everyone in the chat, no personal attacks. It's about the teams. Even though Niner Sickness is a Niner fan, he's also a Laker fan too. So he gets love that way. But he's also a good dude and service for our country as well. So I just want to let you guys know that too. And we go back and forth about our teams. There's nothing wrong. Birdie sucks or whoever sucks, but that's okay. But not, just keep it about the teams. And because I love my dude Stockton, he's a good dude, but he does get passionate. But when it's when you're and I told him too. I said, sometimes he he makes a grown man blush sometimes. But I love my dude, and I love you, Niner Sickness. But I just wanted to put that in. It's all about the teams. That's all it is.
No, no, no worry, no worry. No, no, and I have thick skin, bro. I'm from the hood, been locked up. I don't trip on stuff like that. I have thick skin. I just wanted to address this comment. Why I'm giving credit where credit is due, but does it
Yeah,
mean that I want the Rams to win anything or make it anywhere? I'm pretty sure that it's likewise for you guys. So, at the end of the day, hate the team, but I don't hate the players. One of my
yeah,
greatest running backs that I've liked of all time is Emmitt Smith, and he played for the Cowboys that I couldn't
yeah.
stand. Um,
I'm surprised you
so
didn't like Eric Dickerson.
I love Eric Dicker. I like his play too. Barry Sanders was my guy.
Yeah,
I liked your Slater. What's his name? Something I can't think.
Jackie Slater.
Yes, I loved him.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
listen, I dislike teams, but I like individual players. I just
yeah,
don't like it when they play that good against us. I'm the type of guy, bro, that I want the best playing the best. I don't want
yeah.
handicaps. I don't want excuses. You win, you deserve the win. If you don't, you deserve the loss. No, so I want the best on best. I don't want
I'm the same.
players
I'm
hurt.
the same way. They were saying, "Well, we might lose a 6 seed on social media." I go, "I don't give a damn. I want to. I want to beat whoever's out there. If they're in front of us, knock them down. I don't care. I'd rather have our team rested and healthy, going for the long run, because either way, we have a wild card. We have to play an extra game. So I don't give a damn. I mean, I'm not. Are you afraid of Dak Prescott in the playoff game? No.
No,
I'd rather the Green Bay Packers are the one Achilles heel that we have in the damn playoffs is them. There's just certain teams that are the Washington team also. In our history in the playoffs, we couldn't beat them in the playoffs in recent times. It sucks. But yeah, I would like I'm like you. I want to play who's there, and I'd rather go the long way and beat them. Like in '89 when you guys beat us in the championship game, we beat Reggie White's Eagles. Then we went to New York and we beat LT's Giants with Belichick as defensive coordinator, only to have to face a rested Niner team at Candlestick Park. We'd have to play 3 Super Bowls just to get to the Super Bowl, and whichever one of our team got there, we were going to whip John Elway's ass in the Denver Broncos. But that's the way it goes. I don't mind that.
cool, cool. And I just flipped off Stockton, but I was flipping off your team, not you, bro. So but I didn't
That's
want to.
okay.
I didn't want to interrupt Rudy's conversation. So it's all good, bro. Like I said, hey, if anybody wants to attack anybody, attack me, not my viewers. I'm okay. I'm with Rudy. I don't care about talking about our teams, and that's the way it should be. Never should be personal because we don't
Yeah,
really know each other. And I'm pretty
yeah,
sure we're all fathers. We're all this or that, and we just love two different teams. I always respected teams that I dislike and their fan base. Why? Because they have the same passion for their team as I do for mine.
yeah,
Rudy loves and talk highly about possible great players that get drafted. Why? Because he's passionate about his Rams. I like to talk about players, whether they succeed or not, when we draft them, because I'm passionate for my Niners. I want my Niners to be always relevant and winning every year. And I believe Rudy does the same. Now, the
yeah,
fun part about being fans is we can talk smack to each other about our teams and the NFC West. But hey, if one thing we have in common, Rudy, is that the Rams and the Niners had the pleasure of sweeping both the Cardinals and the Seahawks, right?
yep. And
You guys beat the Cardinals twice already, right?
yeah, we swept them both, and it's funny. And you know what sucks is who knows what's going on in the NFL. Like you have to worry about the refs now. The
Yeah.
referees.
Shout out
Listen,
to
last year,
Detroit and the Cowboys.
listen, Detroit has been royally screwed over, and this is why they
Although
get a
I'm
bad
okay though,
reputation.
because we got the number one seed because of that.
Yeah, yeah. But check
But
this
I hear
out.
you.
Last the last game of the season, the Rams are 5-12. We got Baker Mayfield. You look on the sidelines, and there's Donald and Cup and Stafford on the sidelines, and we were going to beat the Seahawks. We would have knocked them out. right? Except they
Mhm.
gave us a running into the kicker call that wasn't the guy pushed the guy into the kicker. They got the ball, they beat us in overtime, and that screwed the Lions because they would have got into the playoffs. We would have knocked the Seahawks out. That's why I was like in the beginning of the year, I'm not worried about the Seahawks. We were 5-12, and that team should have beat that team. And now we're a lot better. So, but yeah, and then this year with the refs again, the Lions got screwed again. But like you said, now you have to worry about the refs. They've been involved in a lot of crap. They helped us again in the Seahawks. I mean, in the Saints game in 2018, and it sucks because they gave us that call at the end. They didn't do no call, but in the beginning of the game, there was face masks on Jared Goff that they didn't call. That call at the end wouldn't have mattered. But they play a big, and then you guys, the George Kittle push off play in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. That was stupid. Michael Irvin made a living on pushing off, and they're going to call that. So it sucks that the refs are so. You should be able to challenge a call. I'll just say that you should be able to challenge a call.
You should, and I think that's going to be in the future. Hopefully, when the committee gets together and starts talking about new rules and
The other
what they
thing too
can.
is are they blind? You're looking at a call, right? And then you notice a face mask,
It's
or
not
you
blind,
notice the
bro.
hold.
It's
You say,
money.
okay, well, yeah, we were going to give you that call, but we noticed that hold, so it's next. Replay down.
A lot of those games well, most of the games are officiated by the NFL. NFL tells referees,
Yeah,
on certain games, depending what the score is, what the record is, who they want to see, whatever. They make certain calls because referees make some absurd calls, and then they let some other crap get by that you're like,
yeah.
that they didn't call that. It was a clear face mask. They didn't call it. They seen it, bro. They
Well,
seen it.
like Bosa gets held all the time. When we played the Ravens, we played them very good, real close, and they're bear hugging Aaron Donald. They have him double teamed, and they're bear hugging him. And I'm like, really? You're not gonna? That's like not like somebody slaps Michael Jordan in the arm, and you're not gonna call it when he's laying it up. He
Yep.
wouldn't let you get away with it. And so they didn't call no. So those big plays, Aaron Donald's being held. He goes for 30 yards, and then they get in scoring position. That would have came back, a couple of times. So it sucks that happens, but they're so powerful, the damn refs, man. And I'm
They
tired of
are.
it. And it happens to both sides. So I'm not saying boo-hoo me, but it cost us. Look at against the Steelers. Beto, who knows if we would have won? We still had to come back. They saw that the spot was off by about a yard and a half, and they allowed it because we didn't have no timeouts. You're going to let a game end? New York's not going to get involved when you see that the spot is way off. So we turned over downs. They didn't give it to us. There's another game right there, but Pittsburgh helped us by giving us Witherspoon, and gave us Dotson, and they also helped us get in the playoffs by beating the Seahawks. So, but it sucks that it's amazing that they can allow a game to be closed out on a bad spot, and you can see it. The whole fans can see it, and they allowed it. That's horrible.
Yeah, referees, you still got to play your ball. You got to try your best ability not to put yourself in a situation where a ref can take control of the game, but that is reality. It's always going to be reality. Those are the things that are out of your control, but it does affect the game. And
Yeah,
like Dan Campbell was pissed, bro. There's
I
no
feel
reason
bad
why
for him.
68 would go towards the referee. What is he going to say? Hey, bro, how you doing? The reason why a lineman talks to referee is to say, I'm eligible. You know what I mean? 70 never said nothing. But as you notice, when 58, now, I do got to say that the Lions were trying to be a little bit too sneaky in
Yeah,
their approach. They were trying to keep the Cowboys I guess they were trying to pull the wool over the Cowboys. But doesn't Campbell know that the referees announce over the PA, eligible receiver?
yep,
It's not like you tell it to the referee and he don't say nothing, and the defense has to guess. The defense is told before the pre-snap of what's going to take place. So the Lions, I don't know, they were trying to be a little bit too sneaky. They went for the 2 point. They got it. Once they got stopped, Dan Campbell should have put his big boy's pants on and should have went for the extra point and
yeah. That was surprising after that
taken
penalty.
overtime. But he was prideful.
Yeah.
He wanted to win it on a 2-point conversion, and he did
Yeah.
not get it. How do you go for it 3 times? He got 2 breaks. Well, not one. No, he got 1 break where he threw an interception, but the guy was off, so they gave it back to him. And what does he do? Go for it again. So I don't know what that was, but it benefited the Niners absolutely, because we didn't have to play this game, and it benefited the Rams too, because
Yeah.
if we had to play this game, guess what you guys were going to be doing? Playing. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you guys would still rest your players.
Honestly, I want, like we were talking about, we want to play the best. I want to give quick shout outs to Fernando and
Go for it.
G's Nuts in here, and my guy Stockton's in here.
What name did you say?
G's Nuts.
Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Amazing handle. Jacques 42, all you guys. I didn't see the chat button right there on here, and I clicked it. I go, oh, okay, there it is. Shit, now I lost my train of thought. Anyway, go ahead. Stunt.
He's a Rams fan. You know, what else can we expect? No, I'm just kidding. I love my boy Rudy, man. I love friendships. I like talking smack, man. It's
That's what I was going to say.
He
wanted
remembered,
for this last game to mean something. I wanted for you guys to play us to win the number 1 seed, and I wanted us to play you to get into the playoffs. That's what I wanted, and let everything go down, baby, like a tombstone. Hell is coming with us.
I love that. I just watched that 2 days ago, by the way.
Yeah, this time we have both hands. One hand was tied behind her back in the first game because we didn't have Cooper Kupp. Now we got Kyron Williams with full steam, and now we got Puka Nacua, who's him. We got Cooper Kupp. We're ready, baby. I was hoping for that, man. That's what I wanted.
You might get your chance. You might get your chance in the playoffs.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. That's why we rested. We're hoping to go through the Cowboys or whoever it is, and then we rematch in the NFC Championship game in Levi Stadium if we get the 6th seed. Otherwise, we'll play an overly rested Niner team in the first game of the playoffs, because we'll have the 7th seed possibly, and we'll be ready to go because the Niners will have a lot of rest and they'll be rusty, and then we'll jump on them for 21 points and make Purdy one-dimensional.
Real quick, we're going to talk. I'm going to bring up this super chat, but we're going to talk about after the super chat. We're going to talk a little bit about the possibility of the Rams going into Detroit. Both quarterbacks playing their former team. Yeah. It's going to be something to talk about. But real quick,
we interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement.
We got a super chat in the house. Give me a second. Why aren't you? Oh, you got to be kidding. Hold on, guys.
John Baumer.
Hold on, but anyway, so my super chat went away. Let me bring it up. So let me, as I'm bringing it up, trying to figure out. There it is. Hold on, guys. Unbelievable. Today is not the day for super chats. But anyway, super chat from Roberto Davis says from Roberto, hey Rudy. Good to see you guys made it to the chat. Welcome, brother. Why I cannot bring? There we go.
There we go.
Let's see here. There's the super chat. That is weird that I have to bring it like this, but it is what it is. So thank you for the super chat, Roberto. I appreciate it. Rudy, let me ask you.
Yep.
You know, you guys drafted golf. Detroit drafted Matthew Stafford. Mm-hmm. There was that kind of trade. Well, it was a trade. You guys got Stafford. You guys got a Super Bowl out of it. Detroit's playing hot, playing good football. Hutchinson is playing crazy back there as a DN. You guys will be going, if everything remains the way it does, and it's really high that the possibility as a 60 going to the 3rd seed in the playoffs, in the wild card, you guys will go into Detroit. Now, am I certain that you guys will lose to Detroit? Absolutely not. But that does bring up a challenge. Before you answer that and talk highly about that game, who would you rather play? The Dallas Cowboys that hasn't lost at home, but you don't know which Dak Prescott you're getting, or the Detroit Lions with an honest answer?
Well, we owe Dallas something because they whipped our butt. They came off of the bye. And remember, we're like, is this really Dak Prescott? Remember, he was taken out for like 3 games after you guys whipped him. They went into the bye, and he was like a young, spry Dak. He was throwing. He was like Lamar Jackson for like 4 or 5 games. He was MVP talk, right? And then he fell back off again. But so we owe them. But I want to see that like everybody else. Matthew Stafford going into Detroit, and he tells him, "Daddy's back." And the best quarterback they ever had in their franchise, Matthew Stafford, the guy who made Megatron's career, the guy who guided Super Cup in the Triple Crown winning season, the guy who has Puka Nakua taking his place among the Mount Rushmore of Rams legendary receivers already. Amazing, and that's one quarterback, Matthew Stafford, the only guy that can do that. You don't see a bunch of, Joe Montana had Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens, but they were really good in their own right. This guy goes to 2 different franchises, and look what he does. The man is the guy. The guy's a magician. The guy's amazing. And we got him when he's in the older Matthew Stafford. But imagine we had him when he was young, and that's just because the Detroit Lions have been a horrible franchise. I mean, they made Megatron retire early. They made Barry Sanders retire early. But yeah, Matthew Stafford. Imagine him going back to Detroit. He's not going to let Jared Goff beat him. I appreciate Jared Goff. He's a former Ram. He helped us with getting to the Super Bowl with Todd Gurley. But he's not. The reason why we got rid of him is because he can't carry a team. To me, guys like Purdy, guys like Jared Goff, they can't carry a team. They need all the weapons around them. You got to have weapons to win. But Matthew Stafford shows you that he's a gunslinger, so he can throw interceptions too. But all the arm angles, the no-look pass in the Super Bowl, looking off linebackers, the guy's seen it all, man. And he's very spry this year. He's very healthy. But I would love to see that, Beto, the Rams against the Lions. But really, I'm just glad that we're here, and these young guys get to get another experience under their belt. A lot of people picked us to win 3 or 5 games. And so now that we're in the dance with this offense and this offensive line and this defensive line coming together, you have Kobe Turner matching Aaron Donald for sacks as a rookie record. And then you have on the edge Byron Young with 7.5 sacks. And then you have Steve Avila, offensive lineman, already starting from day one of the better left guards in the NFL. Amazing year, man. Ernest Jones.
He kind of reminds me of the kid over there in with the Colts.
Yeah. Oh man, he's a big monster. And now we see that's what people don't realize. Oh, it's the same Rams. We own the Rams. The Niners say, right? Okay, yes, they beat us all those times in a row. This is a different breed of Ram. This is a team that McVay and Stafford finally have. You know that all the years in Detroit, he only had 1 year where he had a 1,000-yard rusher, Reggie Bush, and then the next year he fizzled out. Only 1 year, and then he came to the Rams. Cam Akers got hurt in preseason, so we had the legendary Sony Michel. So now we have Kyrie Williams, who does a lot of the production that CMC does. He's a second-year player, but he got hurt for 4 games. So we have beef on the offensive line we didn't have before when we played the Niners. We have beef on the defensive line we didn't have before when we played the Niners. So it's a different breed of Rams team. And then you got Puka Nakua doing his Debo imitation, except he knows how to run routes and he can catch the ball. He has better hands. So it's amazing that McVay has changed and molded the team according to the draft. And before it was F them picks, now it's bring me those effing picks. Amazing, man. And the next year we have picks in every round of the draft, including McVay's first number 1 in his tenure. We have a clear cap, so we're going to be free agency aggressive. Man, that's why I say the Niners got to win it this year because these young Rams are coming. These young Rams are coming, man.
Yeah, they're doing good. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about my team. I give it, shout out to your team. We'll go back and forth. The San Francisco 49ers are no slouch this year. They're the number 1 seed. They did what they had to do to get there. And we did it with a young kid by the name of Brock Purdy, who now leads the all-time Niner history in single season yards.
That's amazing.
Okay, he beat Joe Montana. He beat Steve Young. He beat out Jeff Garcia. Let's be honest, Niner fans know this is the truth. We haven't had a good quarterback since Jeff Garcia. We had We had the Kaepernicks. We had the Alex Smiths. We had the little plug and play guys, but they were not a elite quarter. Now, a lot of people still say that Brock, this height and he doesn't have an arm. He's displayed many times how he has an arm. He's thrown it deep. He's proven that. The guy had surgery on his shoulder or elbow, excuse me, and he's now the leading passing yard quarterback in this team. That shows his character. He does get rattled at times. One of the things that I'm waiting for Brock is that comeback guy, the guy that can put it on his shoulders and bring the team back. Says, okay, I'm going to put you guys, I'm going to carry you guys. Let's go. I believe he will eventually get there. That's with experience going forward.
Yeah, he's a young player. It's only his second year,
Exactly. First year as a quarterback this year, second as a starter, second year total. The kid, listen, we got Christian McCaffrey, 2,000 yards, total yards.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the engine right there. That's the engine is Christian McCaffrey, man.
Yeah. And
that guy's a freaking workhorse.
Yeah, but don't can't forget, we have Kittle with 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
We got Ayuk with 1,000+ yards. We got Debo with over 1,000 total yards. Not one, not two, but all those players have over 1,000. That has not happened in a very long time. The Niners are always been known for their defense. The what wins games for the Niners, especially with Jimmy freaking Garoppolo, we won because of our defense. This year, our offense has carried our defense more than our defense has carried the offense. We are a very scary team. One of the things that hurt us is health. And we've gone through it. When we went through it, we went on a 3-game skit. We should have beat the Browns, but our kicker missed the field goal. It is what it is. It's still a defeat. Now, we lost against the Ravens, and I'm going to talk shortly about this. We lost against the Ravens. People are like, are you afraid that the Ravens... Listen, maybe me just being a Niner fan, but I'm not a homer. I love to watch film. I like to watch breakdown. The Ravens can definitely kick our butt in the Super Bowl if we meet them there. Absolutely. So I'm not going to discredit the Ravens. They have 2 solid linebackers like the Niners do. And that does hurt Purdy in a sense. He likes to throw in the middle of the pocket, right? We got to work on the outside, but that's a whole different conversation. That's what
I would always say with Raheem Morris. Cover the middle.
That's what.
Cover the damn middle.
But you have to have the linebacker. Now, you do have a linebacker that I'm going to talk about in a minute.
Yeah, we got one.
And we're going to talk, and I'm going to let you the opportunity to talk about him, brother, for sure.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Go ahead.
We turn over the ball 5 times. A loss is a loss. No, I'm not making no excuses. You guys want to take it as an excuse, that's fine. You probably will if you're Rams fans. It's okay.
Well, we almost lost to the Giants, so we understand.
See, we lost. Well, almost and losing is 2 different things. I like that when you jab that in there. Thank you very much. But we turned over 5 times, and we lost only by 14 points, which is still a loss at the column. But Rudy, let me ask you a question. Based on what you've seen of the Niners offense this year. Yeah. Let's say the Ravens would have turned the ball over 5 times like we did. Do you think we only win by 14 points? Honestly.
No. That game was so unique because I was like, in the beginning of the first I'll answer that. No, if they turned the ball over that much, you guys would have beat them easily by much more points. That game was so weird, but I think Lamar, it was chess because in the beginning, remember it was 12-5, and I remember the referee doing a plank. You know, the kids used to do those planks everywhere and take a picture of themselves like a board. Yep. The referee did a plank backwards and knocked Lamar down, and then got up and called a safety. I'm like, dude, you tripped him.
But
do the replay
still,
over. I mean,
what are you doing, bro? But what are you doing going 21 yards backwards?
Yeah, well, that's what he does. He does like Madden, like a real life Madden.
So
he runs around back, gets room, and then just goes boom, boom, boom. But I was thinking that Lamar was waiting to let the game come to him, like Kobe or MJ in basketball. And I'm like, why aren't you running? Why aren't you keeping the chains going? He was seeing what he's going to do in the pocket, and then he started taking off, and that was the difference. Because even with the speed of the Niners at linebacker, that guy he makes them look like they're standing still, man. He's a pain in the ass. So, but back to your question, if they had that many turnovers, you guys would have blew them up. But Lamar's I never really thought he was that great. I thought he was good.
Oh,
And he
he's
was
great. I love Lamar.
But I always thought that he gets on hot streaks and then he gets on cold streaks. That
Yes, he does.
He's not accurate, but he's dangerous. That's what I thought. But when he puts it together, man, it was a pain. Donald would be like this. And then he even had him by the shoulder, almost going to grab him, and he ducked under and took off. And so, he's the key, man. You got to find a way to corral him. But yeah, to answer your question though, if they would have had that many turnovers, you guys would have won easily. But that game was so weird because it's 12-5. And I'm like, why isn't Lamar running yet? And then finally, the second half, he started running and moving the chains. But I think it was a chess match between Kyle and the defense of the Ravens, and Brock Purdy likes to throw balls in spots ahead of the receiver, and they were looking at film and they said, you know what, on this play they like to do this. They were running to the spot. They were beating the receivers to the spot, and they were getting in his face. And that's what I always said. If you can't, our team, we don't have the same personnel as they do, but if you can't get there, he's a smaller stature guy. Put your hands up and knock the damn ball down. Get in the passing lanes. Make him throw it over you. But he's surprised me, though, in the fact that he's a smaller guy, but he does take some pretty good hits. And he does, he's like little Fran Tarkenton out there running around. So that he does off the cuff plays. So yeah, man, I didn't know that Kittle had 1,000 yards. I thought he was like 600 or 700 yards.
Nope, 1,000 yards. So he's been, Brock has 4,280. He's going to get some more. Well, he's not playing this game, so that's pretty much going to be his regular season stats.
Did they say he's not playing? Because he said he wanted to play or something.
And, no, Kyle Shanahan ruled him out. Said that it's going to be Sam Darnold versus Carson Wentz.
The two legends.
The two legends that were taking number 2 and number 3, and both are backups. Of those guys. So anyway, we'll see what happens if we face the Ravens. One thing I do know, and whether you want to, and I'm not saying you personally, but people want to agree on, sometimes a loss or an embarrassment can be a blessing in disguise.
Oh yeah,
it can make you regroup. It can bring you from your highs to sometimes you're feeling too full of yourself. We're unbeatable. Nobody can beat us. We're the team. Blah blah blah. Back in 1994, when the Niners went to the Super Bowl, and yes, that was the last time they'd been there, whatever. When they went to the Super Bowl and won it, they had lost to the Philadelphia Eagles 40-8, and Steve Young was yanked out by Seifert and sat benched because the game was away. We couldn't win that, and that put a snap on that team. They never lost a game since, went to the Super Bowl and won it. I'm not saying the Niners, but my point is sometimes when you lose like that, it brings you back to reality. You realize that you can lose on any given Sunday. You better bring your A game. You can slack on some areas. And I think that will benefit the Niners because the Ravens looked like they won their Super Bowl in that game. They were high-fiving. They were dancing. They were doing the thing. And I'm not saying they can't do it again, but they looked like they already won their Super Bowl. They woken up the beast in the Niners. We'll see what happens. We have to get there first and foremost. We have to go through teams like the Dallas Cowboys, the Eagles, the Rams, Detroit, Tampa, whoever we face to get there. But it's going to be fun to watch. I want to ask you about a little bit about your team, your defense. You guys drafted a bunch of young kids. You guys are drafted very well. I got to give credit where credit is due. Les Snead, or whatever his name is, your general manager, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I can't think of it.
That's right.
Okay, I got it right. Okay. He drafts pretty damn good in the middle of the round. Now, wasn't by choice. It's a practice. never having number ones. So I can
Yeah.
only imagine what he can do with number 1 and a 2, right? But that's for another day. He drafted some great players. I love your number 17. I liked him coming out of college. I love this kid. I did not like that you guys picked him up. I knew he was gonna, I'm not gonna brag about him, especially because he went to your team. But I'm not gonna root against him either, just because he went to your team. I want him to be successful, even if it's for your team, because I players put in the work, man. Players don't choose what team they get drafted by. They go there, they put the hard work, they're trying to make a living, they're trying to do their thing. You can't hate, or you shouldn't hate a player or wish him to have a bad season just because he happened to go to a team you don't like. I love what this kid is doing. I love what your running back is doing. You guys have a balanced offense. You guys haven't had that in a minute. I think
Todd
the last time
Gurley.
you guys had a balance is with, what's his name, the big boy. What was
Todd
his name?
Todd Gurley.
Todd
Gurley's the
Gurley,
last
yes.
time.
Yes. Talk to me about your balanced offense, bro. Go ahead and brag a little bit. That's fine.
Well, let me tell my guys, Eduardo, Monsteret, Mike Malik, SM, props to you guys. Thank you guys coming in here. There's my guy, Randy. My guy, Coach T. Bates and Randy Daytona, big Ram fans. They were at the parade next to me. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so.
But real quick, I just got to remind people about your team.
You suck.
Buddy, go ahead.
So now McVay didn't have the personnel like the Niners with all the running backs. We had Cam Akers, but right when we wanted to use him with Matthew Stafford the first year, he got hurt. He tore his Achilles. So now, okay, Matthew, pin your ears back. You're going to get that gun belt on. You're going to lead us to the Super Bowl. He's going to throw the ball more. So we became a passing offense. You're going to do that anyway when you have a Matthew Stafford. But now, finally, Kyrie Williams, he got his growth stunted in his first year because he got hurt. And so we didn't play that much. Now, second year, Cam Akers was still here. So he got his growth stunted a little bit. And then we got rid of Cam Akers. It didn't work out. Now in comes Kyrie Williams. And he's been everything we wanted, man. Now we have he's got records like Todd Gurley and Marshall Faulk for consecutive with games with dual touchdowns. The most yards per scrimmage, 1,000 yards, missing 4 games, 1,100 and some yards. Amazing. He can catch the ball. He can block. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there. So that gives us the balance running the game. And then check this out. Beto, and you'll appreciate this. This Rams team, like when I tell you that they have more beef, right? Dotson and Avila inside, and then you have Coleman, Shelton, and then on the outside, Alaric Jackson is better than average. He's not a Trent Williams for sure, but he's a better than average left tackle, right? Havenstein is a huge monster. We call him Havenstein, like Frankenstein, huge monster. We ran, check this out, against the Ravens at Baltimore. Bad conditions. We ran the ball 9 straight times and got into the 20-yard line. 9 straight times, McVay. And each time we were just, and I go, why don't we keep running? We tried to throw the ball 3 straight times, had to kick a field goal because they got out of what they were doing. But that shows you this offensive line, man. They're just learning what they can do. They're cohesive. We got a lot of beef on it. And with Matthew, and they also protect Stafford. At times they look elite. They're blocking against you guys in the first game, and that was only the second game of the season. You guys were running roughshod over the Steelers. They're saying Bosa's back, right? He had all those sacks. And no. Drake Jackson. Drake Jackson's going to be the guy, to opposite Bosa. He got all those sacks. Well, you guys got 1 sack, and you guys had to rush 5, and it was only because Fred Warner had a blitz. That shows you how good this line is. And now you guys got more players. But I'm really stoked about this offensive line, man. If this offensive line can protect Stafford, make ways for Kyrie Williams, who are you gonna cover? Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp is now more healthier than he's been. And then the third cog is Demarcus Robinson. He's like Bobby Trees Jr. He gets open. He was going on 5 games in a row with a touchdown. And then you have in the background Tutu Atwell if you want to stretch the defense. And then we have a guy named, I don't know if you know about the college guy, but we got him. We drafted him. He just started playing. Very, he's a little more agile and catches better than Higbee, but he's a young guy. Davis Allen, tight end. He made some big catches recently, and so he's just being incorporated. So this young team, man, it's young and they're playing good, and they're still learning. But I said by this time they'll be more into themselves. The only thing that I'm disappointed in is the secondary. I thought Kobe Durant was going to take off in his second year, the cornerback. Quentin Lake's been a godsend from UCLA. We had to go out and get Witherspoon. So our Achilles heel is the deep pass in the secondary at the wrong time, and our special teams and kicker. But that's about it, really, with this team, man. And we're a year ahead of time.
Yep. Real quick, I just want to, you have some passionate fans, and I love it. you do. You have some very passionate fans, and I love their passion, but they're not that bright, bro. They're not bright.
Oh.
They don't know football. Because when you make a statement like this, and I'm not personally attacking no one, Purdy is one hit away from ending his career. What is your point in that statement?
I think he's saying because he's smaller.
Isn't any quarterback in that position? You have a 35-year-old that can get hit one hit and end his career. I don't know your point to this. Any quarterback can end a career with a bad hit. Your quarterback's 35. I just don't understand statements like this. I understand that your quarterback. This guy's tough. He hits hard. He gets been hit hard, and he jumps back up. But any quarterback can get it.
I'm going to tell you where I think that comes from. So
Ignorance.
He's a little guy, and then with his face, he looks like he's 17 years old, right? But he's an NFL player.
He don't play like it.
Yeah, but he's been playing good. But from the outside, not in Niner circles, we look at it like this. And against the Eagles, he got hurt and went out. And that's not his fault. Players get hurt. Players get hurt. That was a
and it
much
wasn't
better
against the Eagles, by the way, but I hear you.
Well, in the championship game. I'm talking about the championship game.
Last year.
He went out. Now you guys play another juggernaut, the Ravens, with another good defense. He went out. So we look at it like, honestly, Kyle has to protect him, take him out. When they play the big boys,
the team was out of hand, though, bro. That game was out of hand. From the
outside looking in, that's what we look at. This Eagle team that you guys beat in the regular season is not the same team.
Because we broke them.
No, they were broken before. They were horrible.
No, they were 10-1, bro.
No, but their record shows
the wheels started to come off, but when we played us, we took them all off.
They're not the same team. They're not the same team.
Yeah, because they played us.
Well, you guys are going to beat them regardless. You guys could have probably beat them with Darnold. They're not that good, but I'm just saying this. This is the outside looking, and this is why he says that. Every time.
Did you guys beat them this year?
No, we lost to them. We played them
same sorry team.
Half.
What happened?
No, they're not. Well, we're a young team.
Oh, okay.
We're a young team.
Okay.
And we played them now.
Bring those excuses.
But wait a minute. Well, did you guys beat the Browns?
Matthew Stafford's not young.
Did you guys beat the Browns?
No.
Did you guys? Okay, we beat them. Did you guys get blown out against the Ravens? Yes, you did. We took them to overtime.
But at the end of the day, we both lost.
But still.
It doesn't matter whether you lose about a point or by 40.
But your point was this. Oh, we beat the Eagles. Yeah, but the Eagles are sorry. And we find out now that they're sorry.
Were they sorry by the time we played? See, bro, you got to see this. They were 10-1.
They weren't that good when we played them. We didn't. When we saw the Eagles even last year, if we got into the playoffs, but we were all beaten up, we wouldn't be worried about the Eagles. I wasn't worried about the Eagles.
So you're saying that team is 10-1 is not good?
The record
is that what you're saying?
10-1
is not good? Then why do people want to have 10 wins?
If they're good, they put games away. We could be 11-win team. Do you think we're a complete team? No.
You're a better team than the Eagles.
We are. Who do they got?
Is, wins are not easy, bro. You got to get wins.
Yes, but
and if you win them the way they won it against Buffalo, you still got to pull it out.
I answer this question, and this will make my point. Are the Eagles as good as they were this year?
No.
Okay, then there you go. You made my point. That's what
What's
I'm
the
telling
point? What's the point?
They're
They
not the
still
same
won 10.
team.
They still won 10
you. They're
games.
not the same team. They're missing all those coordinators. They're missing players
They
off the
still
line.
won 10 games, bro. Did the
They
other
won
team
10
just give them
games, but
away?
that doesn't matter. They don't
Oh, so
match up
that-
with you guys the same way.
One of those wins they had, it was against your team. Did McVay just say, "Hey, we're young, we're not good yet. We're not even going to compete. We're just going to give you the win"? No, you guys played them. They still beat
Yeah,
you.
we played them.
So
We
those
played
10,
good
I'm not going to discredit the Eagles. Those 10 wins are hard to come by. They won it the best way they could.
I will. They're not that good. If we played them again, we would light them up.
No, I mean, you're not certain about that, though.
They can have 14 games. If we match up against them right now, or even when you played them, we would light them up too. I'm just telling you. The record tells one story, but that doesn't tell the whole story.
I still think the Eagles
You know,
are a good team.
They're good. I'm not saying they suck, but compared to last
You
year,
just said they're not a
Well,
good team.
okay.
That's it. That's the
okay,
same thing
let
as
me
suck.
let me rephrase it.
All right.
Compared to last year, they suck.
They're
That 10
playing, they're
games.
playing worse than last year. How's that?
Who's in their division?
The Cowboys, the Giants, and the Washington Commanders.
So 2 of the 4 teams are no good.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. But hey, the
Okay.
Cowboys are not good. But hey, who's
Last year,
arguing
the
that one?
NFC East was better. The Washington team was better. The Giants were better last year. It's the same team. How come they're not the same? They're not as good. That's what I'm saying. You guys were so uplifted by finally beating the Eagles, but it's not the same team. It's just like when you guys swept us in which year is it? All the years
Okay,
in the
let me
2000.
ask you a question real quick. When when you play a bad team, what are you supposed to do when you play a bad team?
You're supposed to beat them, but in
But
NFL, anything can
but
happen.
besides beating them, you're supposed to spank them, right?
Yes, you should.
The Niners spanked them. So they did what they had to do with the bad team. If you call them bad and you say they were bad, they spanked.
Well-
Is the Cowboys a good team?
They're a good team. They're one of the better
spanked
teams in the NFC. They're not as good as they were when they played us right now. No, they're not
But
as good
when
as
we
they were.
played
But
them in
look,
week 4, they were very good, and we beat them.
the other thing
spanked
about
them.
the Eagles, is Jalen Hurts been playing hurt. He's limping around. He's not the same player either. He's hurt. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys won. You guys beat them, but that doesn't make up for the big game in the championship game. It's a different team, but they're not that great. They'll probably go out in the first round.
But you still got to beat the team in front of you, bro, and you still got to take care of your
Oh,
business.
yeah, I'm not saying you don't, but you can't
The
pat
Niners
yourself
are
on
a
the
better
back
team
of
than the
beating
Browns, and they lost to the
injured team.
Browns.
What's that?
The Niners are a better team than the Browns, and they lost to the Browns.
Yeah.
So you can't
Why did you
lose to
guys
bad
lose to the
teams.
Browns?
Why did we lose
Why
to the
did you
Browns?
guys-
Because we
Yeah.
lost. We game plan around Debo. We lost him. We lost Trent Williams.
Who was the quarterback of the Browns when you guys beat them?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Who was their defense?
We played him when they had Flacco, and Flacco was pulling passes out of his ass.
That was his
They were
first
way better
game.
than they were when he played you guys.
That was his first game on the team, I think.
Yeah, but he's been taking off. He's a good quarterback.
Now he's warmed up, but not when he played you guys.
He played good against us.
And then you guys played at home. I don't think you guys would have beat them in Cleveland. And their defense, their offense is
no,
bad.
We
But
played good
listen,
against Baltimore in Baltimore.
It honestly doesn't matter who we beat in the regular season, who you guys beat. What matters is what we do in the playoffs. What matters is how far we get, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
if I lose, I'd rather lose to the Giants. To the Eagles and Cowboys and win the Super Bowl than beat those two teams and then lose in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Can we agree on that? Both
for
teams
sure.
are playing good football right now. Your team is playing good. You're still about a year away. You guys are earlier than you should be. But your team is still putting things together. One thing I can tell you for sure, other than that one game, and yes, it was the most important game in the NFC Championship game. I don't blame it on your team being better. I blame it on Tart being an idiot that couldn't catch a ball. But that's neither here or there. You guys won, and you guys deserve to win your Super Bowl. Okay? The thing is, we have beaten you how many times in the regular season? And I know it's regular season, but that just tells me that McVay is Kyle Shanahan is living in McVay's head rent free. The student cannot beat the teacher.
Well,
he can get lucky in one game and win.
two
Anybody
things
can
about
get
that.
lucky.
That narrative is wrong. They're both students of Mike Shanahan because they both work for him. By the way, when they were in Washington, Mike Shanahan and Kyle both got fired, and McVay took over for Kyle Shanahan's job with Washington. They kept him, just to give you an idea.
But your
too,
coach was under Shanahan. Kyle.
No, Mike Shanahan, not Kyle.
No, he was under Kyle.
Never under Kyle. To give you the history, this is the real history.
You better look at it.
I know it. I'm telling you right now. I'll explain it to you. McVay got his first
Let's
job.
say they were even, just even. Why can't he beat him other than one lucky game?
But wait. I'll tell you. Hold on. Let me just tell you. McVay was hired by John Gruden. Okay, first of all.
The racist.
And then he was hired by Jay Gruden with the Washington team. After Mike Shanahan hired McVay and Kyle, and when Jay Gruden took over, I got it backwards. When he was hired by John Gruden, McVay went over to coach with Jay Gruden also, and then when they all got hired by Washington with under Mike Shanahan, the Washington team struggled. They fired Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan, and McVay took over for Kyle Shanahan with the Washington team, right? And then later on, Kyle went to Atlanta. They went to the Super Bowl and lost, but because he was in the playoffs, we were trying to get a head coach. He was offensive coordinator of the Falcons, but he was busy, so we hired this guy from Washington, brought him in as a Rams head coach, and the rest is NFL history. Now, when
you guys got a good coach, and blessings for that. But let's keep it real. The Niners passed him up. That's why you guys got him. The Niners. He wanted to play with the Niners. The Niners didn't pick him. They picked Shanahan. And I understand why.
Well, in the ring of honor, Beto,
and you got him, which is good.
In the ring of honor, what last name is on the ring of honor? Is it Shanahan or McVay?
What ring of honor?
Levi.
He's not talking about him. He's talking about his grandfather.
Yeah. So you have McVay. Every time the Niners look out, see, this is how I work. I know how to get you guys. Every time you guys look out, McVay goes, "Look, that's my grandpa. Without my grandpa, you guys would have been nothing."
And then you guys leave with a loss.
And then the grandson.
Then you guys leave with a loss, though. You guys leave with a loss.
Well, that's okay, but he won the big one. And then the grandson.
You got lucky one game, bro. Dominant. If I fight you 10 times and you beat me once and I beat you 8 or 9 times, I am more dominant than you. You got lucky on one game.
Basically, you guys are the Denver Nuggets, and I'm the Lakers. We won the championship, but you guys beat us in the regular season.
Bro, I'm a Laker fan. You can't use that.
But hold on.
Use another team.
Goes, "Hey, that's my grandpa." And then I go, the grandson, and I beat you in the championship game. And then guess what? I'm glad we led to this because the Rams are this young Ram team by 2026. Guess where the Super Bowl is going to be? The Niners are the 4th oldest team in the NFL. Purdy will get his money in a couple of years, and they'll have to get rid of players.
That's the future, though. You can't predict the future, bro.
I'm giving Niners fans on this channel some nightmares to think about. In 2026, Levi is hosting
thinking about your team in the future, bro. They don't give a shit about your team.
McVay is going to be holding that trophy at Levi Stadium.
When?
And then in 2027, he's going to be hoisting the trophy in 2027.
So if that's the case, give me the number for the lottery, bro. So if you're Mr. Dominant and you know the future, give me the number for the lottery,
We're
bro.
in 2024 now, right?
Stop living in fantasy, bro. Stop living in fantasy.
In a couple of years, we'll have more players. Next year, we're going to have more draft picks.
That is now. See, those are facts. Those are
the
facts.
Niners will be losing
but
players.
You can't say you're going to hold a trophy. You don't know that.
Trent will be gone.
You don't know that, bro.
I'm just giving you guys nightmares to think about.
That's ignorance coming out of your mouth, bro. You're talking ignorance. You're smarter than that, Rudy. You are smarter than that.
Listen, if you don't like what I say,
you're hating on the Niners. You're saying that the Niners are going to lose in the future because of the older team and your team's young.
You guys are going to be the 4th oldest team in the NFL.
We don't know that. Who cares?
You guys are the 4th oldest team in the NFL.
Tell that to the freaking Patriots. They were old and they were winning with an old quarterback.
The Niners haven't been able to win it. They basically have to have a perfect team to win the Super Bowl, right?
Any team has to have a perfect team.
Before. So if they're older, Trent Williams ain't there. CMC will probably be retired by then.
So what happens if we what happens if we draft a tackle that hits?
You think we're going to do that?
Look at we replaced one of our guys at left tackle with Trent Williams. The point is,
we need to
you can't talk about the future, bro. We're going to draft just like you guys are going to draft. We're going to we're going to get players in the offseason just like you. It's not like the Niners. What Trent Williams goes, oh shit.
Where's Trey Lance?
So what
at?
happens when Matthew Stafford retires? That's it. It's over for you guys.
We'll get another quarterback. We've already
See
proven
how
we can do
stupid
that.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
How
about
is that
this.
stupid?
Because you said that once Trent Williams goes, we're going to suck. We're going to
Well,
go
I
get
didn't say
another
that.
left
That's what
tackle.
you said.
Like you're getting another quarterback.
We can. You,
And
okay,
so
listen.
and so can we.
Listen. Well, you guys are lucky to have. I can't even talk. You guys are lucky to have Purdy. Imagine if that didn't work
And you're
out.
lucky to have Matthew.
We're not lucky. We went and got him. And guess who we got him before?
He could have went to another team.
We got him before Kyle Shanahan.
Good for
They
you.
were going to try to get him.
We got McCaffrey before you guys.
Yeah, because we didn't have a 4th-round pick. But that is okay. We got Kyrie Williams. He'll going to last longer.
Who cares? You got him
But
before we
listen,
did. We got
you're bringing
McCaffrey.
up points that I'm just replying back to you.
Bro,
What I'm
you're
telling
like,
you is this.
You're like the
We're
little kid
talking
that
about
wants to.
now.
Yeah,
We're talking about now.
my
But I'm
daddy's
giving
bigger
you
than your
something-
daddy.
No, that's
my
not
daddy
what
can
we're
beat up
talking
your
about.
daddy.
Listen to me very carefully. This young Rams team is a year early.
It is. And I agree with that.
2024, 2025 comes. 2026 comes. Puka Nicole will probably be in his 3rd Pro Bowl. Who knows?
I want to see it.
Who knows?
I want to see it first.
Who knows?
I want to see it first.
The Super Bowl is going to be hosted at Levi's. I'm just giving you guys some nightmares to think about.
What nightmares is that?
Super
I
Bowl's
might be
gonna
dead
at
tomorrow.
Levi Stadium.
I might be dead
Guess who's
tomorrow.
going to be probably holding that Levi trophy?
I'll be dead. I wouldn't give a shit if I'm
I
dead
wouldn't
tomorrow.
be surprised if Trey Lance comes under McVay's tutelage and he leads the Rams to the Super Bowl at Levi.
And when then
But
when
we'll
that happens, I will congratulate your team for doing so. Okay,
I'm just giving you guys
you're throwing a
nightmares
bunch
because
of
that's
what
what I
ifs.
do.
What if?
I mean,
What
telling
if
me
I
it
lose
can't
100
happen?
pounds next week? What if? What if I win $1 million? You're
Look
throwing a
around the
bunch of what
NFC.
ifs. Show
you
me
think
the
Dak's going to
proof.
be around? Do you think Dak Prescott will be around by 2026 in Dallas? Do you think Jalen Hurts is
Are
going to
you
be
going to be around
the
in
Eagles?
life for the rest of his life?
Who knows?
Are you going to live forever?
Who knows?
Oh, that's where you kind of go off the hinges. I'm going to die.
Of course.
I don't know when I'm going to die, but I know
Of
I'm going
course
to
I'm
die.
not going to live forever, but I can live. Hopefully, I'll be here for 2026 and 2027.
But you said the word hopefully. You don't know, and I hope you do.
I'm
I
just
hope you live
kidding.
forever.
This is what I said.
But
Hold
we
on,
don't
I'm
know
going to
the
say it
future.
very slow. I'm going to say it very slow for you again. I just said this to give
You
nightmare.
can say it slow all you want, but if it's ignorance, it still sounds the same, fast or slow.
Well, I mean, listen. What do you not understand? I'm telling you this
I
because
don't
the
understand
Rams
ignorance.
are young. Who's the 4th oldest team in the NFL? The Niners.
Okay.
Who's the youngest team in the NFL? The Rams.
And what does that
Now-
got to do with anything? We're not going to get younger. We're never going to get younger.
I'm talking about the Lombardi, the Super Bowl being in Levi
Win
Stadium
it
in a couple
first.
years.
Win it first.
That means we'll still be in our prime. The Niners will be retooling with Payne Purdy if he keeps it up.
You guys
And
were
will
you
be
guys were
losing
supposed to be
players.
retooling, and you guys did an excellent job in drafting and developing, and you're a year ahead of time. But you talk to any fan, you guys should not be where you're at today. And you guys, why? Because you drafted well and developed well. That can happen to any team. Just because we're older doesn't mean we're going to get worse. That makes no
My
sense.
point-
so
my-
you
my-
have youth, so you're better.
No.
That's
I'm
what you're
telling you is,
saying.
how much longer is Kittle going to play?
But he's playing today. I don't
Listen
care
what
about
I'm-
next year.
Listen to where I'm going.
Who
How
cares?
much longer is Kittle? How much longer is Kittle?
Unless he
Gonna
dies in a
play?
car accident,
CMC.
he'll play in the Super Bowl if we make it this year. Who
But do you
cares
think
about
they'll
next
be
year?
the same player in 3 years? Kittle, Trent, CMC. Will they be the same player, do you think?
And what
Honestly,
happens
just
if we
with the
draft a
time.
running back like you did, and we draft a tight end
Well, you guys
that
have
replaces
Mason.
Kittle?
We're waiting for you guys to release Mason in the fire sale. We'll bring him back from next to
My point is, bro,
Kyle Williams.
Your team is good and playing well, but enjoy the ride today.
Yes.
You could be hopeful
I just wanted
for
to
the
give you
future,
guys
but
fodder
you
for-
said
for
you're going to be
thought.
holding Lombardi trophies, particularly in Santa Clara. You don't know that. You can wish you do it. You would hope
We
you
might
can,
hold it this year.
but you're saying you
we
will.
might hold it this year.
You're not going to hold it this year,
But who
bro.
knows? Or next year.
This year
picture
you're
this,
not going to
Beto.
make it, bro.
Picture this. This same Rams team drafting, who knows where they're going to get. Each round of the playoffs, you guys are renting Page. Maybe
So what
we'll
happens
get
if you
Page.
draft this year and you guys hit?
Or maybe
you guys
we
miss,
get Crosby from the
You
Raiders.
guys miss on 4 players. What happens? You draft the number
It
1, number
happens.
2, and you just happen to
But-
miss. It happens.
Yes, but we have free agency money now. We're all in again.
and we
You guys
don't?
have to win this year.
And we don't.
You had to restructure Kittle, your two oldest players. You had to restructure Kittle.
We have more money than you guys next year.
What's that?
We'll have more money than you guys next year.
No, you won't.
Purdy's making $1. The dollar
Yeah,
still
and you guys
makes
are
more
paying
money than Purdy.
CMC. You're saying Debo. You're paying CMC. You're paying Debo. You're paying Ayuk's going to want his contract. You're paying Trent Williams. You had to restructure
Bro, you're the
him.
team that was playing
Restructured
everybody and their
Kittle.
mamas last year.
We were $75 million with dead money this
Teams
year.
do that. Look
Not
at
the Niners.
an example. I'll use this as an example. You were how many under dead money? How much?
$75 million.
So okay, what's your record today?
9-7.
Are you in the playoffs?
Yes.
Does it matter
Because
you were?
a game
Does it
early.
matter that you were dead money $75 million?
No, because we drafted our
So
front
the
office.
Niners can't do that.
No.
Okay, that's
I'm
just
telling you
you
they
hating.
can't.
See,
No,
that's
I'm
just-
telling
that's
you they
ignorance.
can't. I'm telling you they can't. I don't think. Listen, John Lynch is not that.
The
great
Niners are going to suck for the rest of their lives. The Rams are going to win 15,000 Lombardis, all at Levi's, and Rudy's going to be the best content creator that this world has ever known. Maybe just in your head.
When has the Niners ever done that? Had all that dead money and still won? When have they
Who
ever
has
did
5
that?
Super Bowls?
Okay, so how many Super Bowls did John Lynch
Who has
and
5
Kyle
Super
Shanahan
Bowls?
win?
I'm not a fan. I'm not a Kyle. See what this is? This is not a Kyle's ass tattoo or Shannon or John Lynch. This is the SF logo. I represent the
okay.
Niners. How many Super Bowls does my team have?
How many Super Bowls has this
How many Super
franchise
Bowls does
won
my team
from Santa
have?
Clara?
Bro, you have to answer it. How many Super Bowls does my team have?
Okay, let me break it down for you.
How many Super Bowls does my team
Well,
have?
let me
Simple
break it down
question.
for you. Don't tell me how
simple
to
question.
answer. I'm going to answer it the way I want to. Listen, 5 Super Bowls.
Thank
See my
you.
hand? See my hands? 4 of them came before the 93 free agency era.
Who cares?
I do, because I'm
Well,
telling
that's
you
fine.
facts.
Good for
if
you.
it wasn't for that,
So
the Niners
those
would have won Super
okay,
Bowl.
So the Lakers trophy in 2020 doesn't count. It was the
That
bubble.
still counts. I'm giving you some.
See,
I'm giving you
it
some
only
facts.
counts when you won. It's your team, but it doesn't count for other teams. It makes no sense, bro.
Listen.
This
5
is
Super Bowls.
you
right?
are a homer.
Listen, you said it. 5 Super Bowls. 4 were before the
Homerism.
93 free agency period. The only reason why you got that 94 Super Bowl is because that team was already built. Now, the Niners
still
have tried
Super Bowl,
to win
though.
again. Wait.
It's still 5.
You open this Pandora's box.
And I'm right
Niners-
here, bro. I'm not going nowhere.
Okay, but wait. Well, let me keep talking. I'm not done.
Come on.
Okay, so listen.
listening.
You guys. 5 Super Bowls.
Yes.
4 of them were before free agency. 93.
Okay.
The one 94 was because you guys already had the team built in 94.
Okay,
Won it
good
against
point.
the Chargers. Okay.
Okay.
Now, since then, the Niners have been fined. They've Eddie DeBarlo Jr. has been suspended, and they were fined. Dwight Clark, may he rest in peace, and Carmen Policy were fined
Do we still have 5 Super
$300,000
Bowls,
apiece
though?
because they manipulated the
still have
cap
5
and
Super
tried to
Bowls?
cheat.
Do
and
we
they
still
still
have
couldn't
5
win.
Super Bowls? Or did we
Wait.
lose them?
Wait.
Did we
So
lose
the
them?
Niners have proven that this franchise
Did we
regime
lose
with
them?
the Yorks
We still have
can't win a Super Bowl.
5-time champions over the 2-time champion Rams. It doesn't matter
know what you-
if DeBarlo
You know what you
screwed
sound like?
somebody's wife.
You know what you sound like? You sound like Farmer John talking about, his son Mike now took over the farm.
What I sound
But he
like is
hasn't
somebody
won
speaking
awards.
facts.
And
We
the
still
son
have
is talking
5
about
Super
the awards
Bowls.
the father won.
We still have 5 Super Bowls, though.
The Rams won
You
Super
don't want
Bowls
to
with
accept
different
it.
owners.
That's fine. It doesn't
Rams
matter.
won Super Bowls
We
with
have
different
5.
owners.
Your sorry team only has 2. That's it.
How many
That's
Super
the
Bowls does
reality of
ownership
it.
have?
We have celebrated
How many
5
Super Bowls this?
championship. What do you call it in San Francisco? Rallies after we won. You guys only celebrated 1 in LA because the other one was 1 in St. Louis.
The Rams won 2 of them. The Rams won the first franchise in California to win
It wasn't a Super Bowl.
before the Niners were even a glint in
That wasn't a
anyone's
Super
eye.
Bowl, though.
That was the
Super
NFL
Bowls.
championship. I'll take
Super
it.
Bowls.
Okay, listen, if you're 80 years old, there was no Super Bowl. So that's the NFL
And
championship.
how many
Just
teams
because
were
the
back
Niners
then,
went
too?
Diddly.
Was it
The
32
Niners were
teams?
2-time multiple
Was it
champions
32
before
teams?
the Niners even tasted
How many teams
any
were
glory.
playing back in that era?
Listen, that's
If
what
you
is
were,
what it
it's
is.
like arena football. If you have a good team in arena football and the other teams suck, you're
So
going to
you're
be in the
telling me that
championship every
Jim
goddamn
Brown,
year.
You're telling me that Jim Brown, Bart Starr, all those guys sucked? You're telling me that Night Train Lane, all those guys sucked?
Do
It
they have
doesn't
more
mean
Super
nothing,
Bowls
no
than you guys?
championship, because
Or
it wasn't a
championships?
Super Bowl.
Do they have more championship than you guys?
They have 5 Super Bowls. Yes, they have. The Rams have
So they
2
didn't.
Super
Apparently,
Bowls
they don't suck.
and
They
2
were better
NFL
than you
championships.
guys.
It was a lightning in a bottle, 13-year period. Now what?
How many Super Bowls do we have? 5. How many Super Bowls do you have?
Yes,
2.
they have 5. 13 years in a bottle. But unfortunately, what
But it's
happened
still-
since then?
Do you have kids, Rudy?
Of course I do. I told you I do.
Does your love change for them as they get older?
It has nothing to do with that. That's not what
You
we're
love
talking
them
about.
because they're your children, right?
Listen, you can go
That's
in a time
reality.
machine and you can see the Rams win a championship and the Niners wouldn't be anywhere. You can go to any except for the
When
30s
that happens, I will
when they
give
came
you
out.
credit.
In the 40s, they won a championship. In the 50s, they won a championship. In the
But they
60s,
weren't
the
Super
Prince
Bowls.
of Horsemen were in the mix. The 70s, they went to the Super Bowl. In the 80s, they went to 2 championship games. In
All
the 90s, they won the Super Bowl in 99.
So, let me ask
in
you
the
something.
2000s,
Let me ask you
they've been
something.
to two-
When
they
the
went to
Super
2
Bowl
Super
changed,
Bowls.
when the format changed from championships
The
to
Niners
Super
are
Bowls.
from 81
Okay,
to 94.
I'm asking you a question, bro. Honestly, when it was changed from championships to Super Bowls, did everyone start at 0? Yes or no? Or did Green Bay start with 2 Super Bowls already, just given to them? No.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Wait. Answer my question first.
I
Did
don't
every
agree
team
with it.
start at 0? Yes or no?
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it.
I'm not saying to agree with it. I'm asking you a question. Did every
Well, I
team
mean, if I
start
don't agree with it, then
0
no.
or not?
No. Why would you give up? Listen, if the NFL is trying to go to Europe,
They changed
right?
the format to Super Bowls, bro.
The NFL is trying to go to Europe. If they call it the World Bowl,
Okay,
Does the
so
Super
why didn't
Bowl
the
not
NFL bring
matter?
those Super Bowls in? Why didn't they allow them to come by?
but does the Super
Why?
Bowl not matter? Does the Super Bowl not matter if they call it the World Bowl now? Because now it's in Europe. We have NFL teams in Europe.
It was like 10 teams playing. For the love of
Okay,
God.
so the teams are better.
It was 10 teams. Your team was played with longer time than the Niners. That makes no sense. How
The
many
Niners
since
didn't win anything until
since the
1981.
Look at, there's 2 teams, the Patriots and the Steelers. Steelers number 1 has 6 Super Bowls. Do they not?
They have 6 Super Bowls.
Okay, they lead the pack. We come right after with 5, Dallas 5, and I forgot there's a Packers have 4, and so on. Since the NFL, whoever decided to change and merger championships to Super Bowls, they told every owner, we're starting fresh. Everybody has a chance to win Super Bowls from this point on.
I'm going to make a point to make.
The Niners did what they had to do to win them. Your Rams didn't. So
Listen,
the Niners
it's amazing.
are worse.
It's amazing that you can point that out. That it's the NFL championships are different than Super Bowl, which I agree because now it's a different league now.
Correct.
Okay, but you're not willing to point out that the Niners' 4 Super Bowls were before the free agency era. That makes a difference too.
Okay. How many Super Bowls did you win in that time?
Why is it that I can't acknowledge
hold
our
on.
NFL championships, but you're acknowledging those 4 Super
All
Bowls?
right, let me ask you this
that happened
question.
before
Let me
the
ask you this
93
question,
games
Rudy.
of period.
Was it easier to win Super Bowls before the free
Amazing.
agency? Was it easier to win Super Bowls before the free agency?
It was easier to win Super Bowls. No, I wouldn't say that. It's different.
Okay,
It's different.
So you're saying the Niners won 4 before the free agency? Yes or no?
Yes.
How many did the Rams win during that time?
The Rams didn't win any
Super
Super
Bowls.
Bowls before free agency.
They did
You know
not.
who the Rams owner was?
No, it's not. I don't care. See, you.
Oh, well, you should care because
instead
I'm
of
giving
that,
you the
I don't give a
topic.
shit about your Rams,
You're
bro.
putting it
Honestly,
out.
what do I care about the Rams? You don't care about the
Well, you're
Niners.
asking
Let's
me.
be
So
honest.
then why ask if you don't care?
Because I asked you a question and you answered it with more questions. Instead of just,
No.
and I'm asking you a simple question.
Well,
I'm not putting
listen.
your Rams
When you
down.
ask me a question, I
Listen,
thoroughly
I'm not
answer
putting
it.
your Rams down.
No,
I'm
it's
not
fine,
doing that.
but
You can watch this video again. You'll realize I'm never putting your squad down.
Also,
I'm asking
too,
you
are
simple
those-
questions.
simple answers. There's always listen.
but
I'm a
with
person. If you
excuses.
ask me a question, I'll give you a thorough answer.
All right, let
The
me ask you
reason
a
why the
question.
Rams don't have no Super Bowls in LA before they moved to St. Louis is because Georgia, the woman who shall be nameless.
Okay.
That's why. Just like the Yorks can't win Super Bowls now, why don't you have a Super Bowl now? Because of the Yorks.
We're trying.
That's why.
We're still
Same
trying.
thing
We're
with
still in the
me.
process of it.
I can tell you, why don't you have no Super Bowls since the 93 free agency period?
Is the NFL
Why
over?
not?
Are we
Because it
not? Are
hasn't
we not playing?
happened.
Are we not playing football no more? Is the football over for the rest of our lives?
No.
The
that's
Niners are in
why.
the process of doing that. They haven't
Okay.
done it yet, but they're in the process of it.
Do you know who the Rams owner was in
So
those
that's
times?
not a
And I know you
loss,
don't
bro.
care.
That's not a failure. They haven't got a Super Bowl in their era, but they're still striving to do so. They're not failures. They just haven't won one. You guys,
Well, they tried
under
to
that
cheat the
order,
cap and they couldn't
failed
win.
to get a Super Bowl. Yes or no?
They tried to cheat the cap. They got fined. They lost draft picks because they
And
couldn't
who
do it.
doesn't cheat? Your team, your
Well, they
honest
got
says your
caught.
team ever cheated?
They got caught. They were the Patriots before the Patriots.
Well, but hey, the Patriots has 6 and they got caught. It worked for them.
They took one of ours, the damn Spygate.
See, listen, Rudy, you know I love you, bro. I know I respect you. And this is fun. I take it as fun. We're kind of heated. The chat's probably loving it. I'm not bringing up the chat because
it's funny
they're
though.
probably
It's funny
talking their
that
shit.
that you weed out that it's still a Super Bowl, but then I'm telling you, 4 of those Super Bowls came before the '93 free agency period.
And I
so
agree,
that's a huge difference.
100%. I agree with. Listen, I'm going to make it clear. I agree with Rudy. The Ramilia Sports Report, RSR. Okay, the Niners won 4 Super Bowl before the free agency era, but they still won 4, and they still have 5. That will never change.
It was a hell of a
regardless.
13 years.
But it's still
Lightning
doesn't-
in a bottle.
So every year that we don't win that Super Bowl, we lose one.
No, but that's
So we
the
still
Niners'
have it,
history.
right?
The Niners' history doesn't spread out
But
like
we
the
still
Rams'
have
history
5
does.
Super Bowls, with the Rams only have 2. And
Yeah.
and listen, the Niners haven't won a Super Bowl since when?
94.
Since VHS was still around, right or wrong?
No YouTube.
No YouTube.
No
And
LED
between
TVs.
that time and now, you're going to tell me that the Rams can only win 2? That's it? Just 2?
They won
All
2
that
Super
time the
Bowls.
Niners were out of business. You guys can only win 2?
Oh, they went to 4.
Just 2?
Tom Brady stole 2 of our Super Bowls.
There we go. He stole. He didn't steal nothing. He
We
won.
lost. I just say that. But listen, at least we lost to Tom Brady, the GOAT. What are your
Does that make you feel
You
better?
guys lost to Flacco.
Does that make you feel better?
You guys lost to Flacco.
And guess what? We both
God
lost the
bless you.
Super Bowl.
God bless you, man.
You
God
lost
bless-
to
there's
Tom
nothing to
Brady.
tell me because I know
We
the
lost to
Niners history
Flacco.
as
So
good
you
as
guys
we
are
do.
better because you lost to Tom Brady and we lost. We both lost. At the end of the day, nobody remembers
Yeah, it does.
our Super Bowl.
But listen, we lost to Tom Brady, possibly the GOAT. There's nothing to keep
All right, let me ask you this. How many times have you watched a Super Bowl win? How many times have you watched? How many times have you replayed that Super Bowl win?
It's been quite a few.
More than the one you lost?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Why don't you watch the same? Why don't you watch the same amount of the one you lost than the one you won? Still your team.
Oh, because every time I see it, I get pissed off that Mike March didn't run.
Because you lost. So I don't care who you lost to. You still lost. That's my point that I was trying to make.
And I gotta make a comment to John V. This guy here doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Put his comment up.
Wait a minute. Which one is it? I'm way
On the
behind.
bottom.
Okay, here we go. This one?
Rudy, there are teams more entertaining history than the Rams. I know it's hard to hear. We'll wait for you to pull it together. Now listen, John.
That's actually true.
Clearly, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So listen.
I agree with him.
The Rams. Well, then you're both wrong, and I don't mind telling you.
No, it's okay.
Listen, I'm going to explain to you why. I don't just say
explain.
stuff. 1950s, the Rams had
Just kidding.
Crazy Legs Hirsch, Norm Van Brocklin, Bob Waterfield. They averaged 30 points a game. 500 points a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exciting. The Rams were the team that had all of their playoff games televised.
Okay.
The first team. There's exciting.
Okay.
In the 60s, the fearsome foursome. Where were the Niners? Nowhere. The 70s, you had Jack Youngblood, Vince Ferragamo. You had
Wait,
the
stop.
Rams in the Super Bowl.
I'll let you finish.
The
You
Rams
said where,
owned the NFC West in the
where was the
70s.
what? You said where was the what during that time?
Where were the Niners in the 50s and 60s?
They were nowhere, right?
Yes, thank you.
They
Okay,
were
now,
nowhere.
Let me continue.
You're right. You're
let
right.
me continue.
All right.
You
But they still
answered
have
my
5 Super Bowls,
question.
more than the
Let me
Rams.
continue.
Go ahead.
Let me the 80s, Eric Dickerson.
They still have 5.
right?
Go ahead.
Eric Dickerson. But still, he said exciting. Eric Dickerson. Eric
They still
Dickerson's
have
not
5 Super
exciting.
Bowls.
Eric Dickerson's not excited. We're not talking about Super Bowls. We're talking about what he said. Eric Dickerson. The Rams went to 2 NFL championships. Flip Anderson, Jim Everett, Henry Ellard, Kevin Green, on and on and on. The 90s. Now, the early part was horrible because the lady was trying to take the team to St. Louis, ran him into the ground. Greatest show on turf. They're not exciting? Oh, okay. In the 2000s.
I never said they were not exciting.
No, this guy, that's why I was lighting John up, because they didn't know what the hell he's talking about. And then now we got Matthew Stafford in the guy. So
hold on real quick.
Yeah, okay. If you find a more exciting team, remember the Niners were only 13 years, 81 to 94. I spread it out all the way to the 50s, guy.
So David must be a Rams fan. He's like, Tom Brady has more rings than the Niners. What's your point?
Well, his point is the guy that has more rings than the Niners took 2 of our rings. He beat us.
Okay, so he has more rings than the Niners. That's what he's saying, right, David?
Otherwise, we would have won 4 in the.
But does the Niners still have more rings than Rams? That's just simple.
Yeah, but winning 4 rings after free agency would be a huge difference.
You still have to win them, bro.
Well, I'm saying Tom Brady stopped it. That's why.
Was they given to him? Was those Super Bowls given to the Niners? Did the other team just sit there and never showed up? I guess they didn't want the Super Bowls in that era because they didn't want to hear Rudy say, like the Cincinnati Bengals, the Broncos. They didn't want the Miami Dolphins. They didn't want to sit there and go, oh my God, in the future, this guy named Rudy from the Remilia Sports is going to be saying that you shouldn't, the games you won, the Super Bowls you won before the free agency.
Are those Lombardis made out of tin or sterling silver?
Did they win them though? Did they win them?
They won them. But
regardless of what era, did they win them?
They won them.
And your team won 2, and you're proud of those, right or not?
We won 2 after free agency, yes.
And let's say, and you don't have to answer truly, you probably won't. And I'm not trying to diss, I'm being honest. God forbid you go 20 years without ever winning another. I'm not saying you will, but if you do, 20 years from now, you haven't won another Super Bowl. Does the 2 Super Bowls you won mean any less to you?
Oh, no, for sure not.
There you go. You still will tell people that you won 2, right?
The other thing,
especially if you're talking to Minnesota that hasn't won shit. Let's say 20 years from now, Minnesota hasn't won a Super Bowl, and they're talking shit to you. What would you tell a Minnesota fan 20 years from now? Well, the Rams haven't won a Super Bowl, been there since 20 years ago. And let's say you have more Super Bowls than the Vikings. What would you tell that Vikings fan? At least we got 2.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, Rudy. We got 5.
Yeah, but you're bringing up those 5. The problem is that when we started this debate, you're bringing up those 5.
Let's call it conversation.
This conversation. You brought up this Pandora box because we were talking about our teams now. We weren't talking about the 5 Super Bowls right away. See, that's a Niners thing. We have the 5 Super Bowls. Yeah,
okay, so the Niners existed since when? When did they come into the league? What year do you want to bring them in?
No. But my point was this. We were talking about the teams now.
They came in when they came in, and they did the damage they've done since they came in. You can't sit there and go, well, since 2012, we're going to start counting. No. You count them when they came into the league.
That's not what we were talking about either. We were talking about the teams now. And you did what the Niners love to do, Niner fans, when they don't have nothing else to say, is talk about the 5 rings like those help
because
them now.
That's a fact.
Those don't help you now.
It's history.
They don't help you. Just like my Dodgers. My Dodgers have 5 rings.
When did I say that our 5 Super Bowls is going to help us win this year?
You said that. That's how this started.
No, I didn't. I just said we have 5 Super Bowls.
You said that. That's why it started.
So if I tell you, hey, Rudy, I'm Mexican.
That's how this started.
Wait a minute. If I tell you I'm Mexican today, does it mean I'm going to be black 2 years from now?
You're off on a tangent now. I don't know what you're talking about now.
The point is, the fact is I'm Mexican, and I'll always be Mexican. They won 5 Super Bowls, and they'll always have 5 Super Bowls in their history. That's just the reality.
Nobody said they wouldn't. I don't know. We were talking about the team now, and you were talking about 5 Super Bowls, and we only have 2.
That because that all Niner fans say that every time we talk about the Super Bowls today, we refer to the 5 we won before.
We refer to them as the Niners' glory days. Now you guys are the regular season empire.
But they were glory days, and I lived them,
That is what it is.
I lived those glory days.
That's why I call you guys the regular season empire, because right away you get in a tizzy. 5 Super Bowls. Okay, yeah, those were your.
So
those
should we
were
not?
back in the day.
Should
What
we
about
not?
now?
Okay, but it's funny. You just brought up yourself. I asked you about the Minnesota 20 years from now. Would you tell
Yeah.
them that? Okay, so you listen. You're contradicting yourself.
Who knows? We won't have a Super Bowl when the guy's asking me that. You're bringing in something to the future.
No, the
I
point
just
is,
told
you just answered
See?
for me. You
See?
said that you would tell the
See, this
Vikings
is
fan,
what you do.
we got 2.
This is what you do.
But now you're mad at
Yeah.
us because we say we have 5.
No, I'm not mad.
You
Does that
can't have
look
your
like I'm
cake and
mad?
eat it too, bro. Come on.
You were talking about how I'm going into the future, 2026 and 2027, right? Levi Stadium hosting the Super Bowl, and SoFi talking about.
But that's the future. I'm talking
okay.
about history.
Now you're talking about the Minnesota Vikings fan saying, "Well, 20 years from now."
I said, what if, bro? I said, what if? Bro?
I know,
I was
but
trying to make a point.
you're giving me.
Don't turn my words around, bro. I was trying to bring a
I'm
point.
telling you what you just. I'm just repeating what you said.
But you never mentioned the what if part before I said what I said. You left that part out.
Who knows? We won't have more Super Bowls.
You
I
might
told
have
you
10.
we're trying to win 2 more.
You may
in
have 10.
2026.
But I asked you a question. In order for me to answer that
2027.
question, I had to phrase it that way. And I even said, before I asked you the question, you might win more Super Bowls by then. But just in case you don't. Just in case. I never said you're not. See, this is now. If I said, Rudy, I guarantee you will never win another Super Bowl. I'm talking out of my ass. Am I not?
Yeah.
If I told you, Rudy, you're not going to win a Super Bowl, you're never going to see another Super Bowl while you're alive. That would be idiotic for me to say.
Especially with this
Because
franchise.
yeah, especially with your team, yeah. But so I'm not going to say an idiotic that. That's why I said if. For example, you don't win in 20 years, will you tell them you have 2? And you said yes.
Yeah,
And I even said, before I asked that question, I said, but Rudy, I know you're going to win more Super Bowls.
I just want to point out that the Rams franchise is the first franchise in California history to have won a championship, period.
That's good.
Before the Lakers, before the Niners, before the Raiders, before anybody, the Rams. And it was an NFL championship, the 1951 Rams. And they beat the Cleveland Browns, who my guy kept talking about Cleveland in the chat, at the LA Coliseum. They won it at home. So 2021 was the second time the Rams won a championship at home, this time at SoFi Stadium.
Okay.
So beautiful. But anyway, we can go back to what we were talking about, but that's how it came up.
It
We're
feels
bringing
good,
up the
though.
5
It feels
rings, and we
good.
were talking about this
I
stuff.
love it. I love it, bro. I love the passion you have for your team. I love that you back up your team. And you should do that. You should. Be fired up for your team, Rudy. Be
And the other
excited.
thing, put on 408 Killer Shark. I need to educate him too. I mean, that's what I do. I guess I was the
Bro,
guy that needs to do this.
Why do you
So
feel like you have
listen,
to educate anyone? Why can't you
because
just read
they
his
don't know
comment
what
and
we're talking
respond?
about. Okay, so Rams won only 1 Super Bowl for LA. Listen,
That is he lying?
well, they won 1
Wait
Super
a
Bowl,
minute.
and I
Is
just
he
told you the
lying?
championship.
Is he lying?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
He said for LA, in LA.
Let me explain. Well, he didn't say in LA. You're putting stuff in his mouth. He said for LA.
Hey,
Now listen.
that's my boy. I'm going to help him out.
Do you know the St. Louis team? The St. Louis Rams team that won the Super Bowl in 1999?
Under what
Who-
owner?
Under George, the woman who shall be nameless.
Okay, so maybe, since you don't like her, that Super Bowl shouldn't count.
Well, just answer my question.
That,
Do you know-
wait. That's a good. Thank you for. Since you don't like that woman that should be nameless, and she is nameless, that Super Bowl that she won should be nameless as well. So then
No,
you guys
because
only
the
have one
reason
Super
why
Bowl.
the reason why she finally paid players is because they
You
had to
can't
put
have it
athletes
both
in
ways,
seats.
baby.
Yes, I can, and I'll explain to you why. When
Tell
she
me,
was in
baby.
Los Angeles, she wouldn't pay money. She wouldn't pay money. But anyway, my point was
She
this:
still won one.
Who made the game-winning catch in that Super Bowl? In the 99 Super Bowl?
I don't remember, bro.
Isaac Bruce. You know who he
Okay.
was drafted by? The Los Angeles Rams. Do you know that there's 4 starters on that team that were Los Angeles Rams? That's why it's owned by both. Do you know that this
Where was the parade?
2021? Hold on. Do you know that this 2021 Super Bowl that we won? Aaron Donald and Hecker was there from St. Louis. So it's a marriage of both cities helping each other win the Super Bowl. Only the Rams can do that. I love it.
You know,
So
it's
just
funny.
to educate
It's
them,
funny
there
that
we
you
go.
say that the Niners are in Santa Clara. We should be called the Santa Clara Niners now. Blah blah blah.
They should
But
be.
all 5 Super Bowls were won
You're
in
in
San
Santa
Francisco.
Clara County.
They won in San Francisco. All 5 Super Bowls.
Yes.
You can't say the same for your team. One was in St. Louis and one was in LA.
Yeah, but I just told you 4 starters, including the game winner, was a LA
But,
Rams drafted player.
what was the team represent? What city were they representing? They were
At the
not
time,
representing
St. Louis.
the Isaac Bruce city. They were representing St. Louis.
It's not like they didn't have nothing to do with it. But anyway, that was my point.
Anyway, so let's go back. Let's calm down a little bit. Let's talk about this matchup. It was fun. I don't know about you. I'm having fun, not at your expense, but just having fun. I hope you're doing.
I enjoy this.
I hope you're doing the same, because at the end of the day, bro, I still love you. You're still my boy, and if I ever have to give up my Niners to keep your friendship, I would do it, because your friendship means more to me than a team. I'm not saying you are, but if your life depended on it, and the only way you can live is if I never support the Niners again, I would do it.
But I do want to say one thing, though.
I'm having fun.
I do want to say one thing. We kid each other about the cities, but we consider St. Louis and Cleveland part of the Romelia. It's not their fault that the team left.
Correct.
As LA fans, we don't like that owner, because the great
it's not
Eric
their fault. Wait a minute. You said it's not their fault, right?
Yeah, it's not their fault. We love.
Is it the Niners' fault that they won 4 Super Bowls before the whole era of?
Well, no, they had actually an owner that could actually do something. Now they don't. But
okay.
But I'm saying we have love for the people in St. Louis, the Romelia in St. Louis and Cleveland. It's not their fault that the Rams left. Just like when we left, the lady took them away. She was running the team into the ground and wouldn't play the players. That's why we didn't win Super Bowls in the 80s. You asked me, why didn't we win Super Bowls? Because of that lady. That lady stalled us. That 89 Rams team, we should have reloaded and came back in the Super Bowl. Because you guys, that should have been a different ball game. John Robinson he didn't want to trade Dickerson, but he wanted to draft Michael Irvin, and he wanted to draft Thurman Thomas. But she said no in her henchman. You asked the question. I'm giving it back to you.
I'm talking to Ray on the comments.
Oh, but that's
not
what
to
happened.
You, bro.
So,
he says I'm crying, so I'm crying. Not to you, bro. Sorry.
That's another thing. Bethel, do you know where Inglewood is?
Yes, I've been there.
It's in LA County. Niner fans don't. I mean, you guys are the Inglewood Rams. Yes, but knucklehead.
Okay, let's ask.
The Rams are in LA County.
Let me ask you something, Rudy.
Is in LA County.
Let me ask you something. Be honest.
Santa Clara is not in San Francisco.
If the Rams, for whatever reason, had to move to San Diego for 1 year, just because they had a fit, you say you were in transition over to another stadium, and the stadium you have now, you're playing that season in San Diego, and that season you guys are incredible and happen to win the Super Bowl for the San Diego, right? Is that Super Bowl going to count any less because they won it in San Diego?
No, it's not. It's not about counting less. It's not. No, nobody said that. But we like to make fun of you guys because, first of all,
I don't care what I can be in Mars as long as they win another championship. It's good. The Niners could be winning the Super Bowl in Mars, bro, and we got 6. It doesn't matter what county, bro. I'm 53, not 3.
Yeah. But let's look at that too. The history of the Niners in San Francisco. Do you know that they wanted to build that stadium in a toxic waste dump? The city of San Francisco loves the Niners so much that they were going to build that stadium in a toxic waste dump area, and that's why they're in Santa Clara. There's things that Niner fans don't even know that I know, and so that's why, to me, I always get a smirk of myself.
I can guarantee you right now, Rudy. Now, if you're talking about some Niner fans, I can't speak for them. I can guarantee you do not know more about my team than I do. I can bet money on it.
No, I didn't say that. But I could guarantee. I don't know if you ever heard that.
I got no clue about your Rams more than you.
The stadium on a toxic waste dump in San Francisco. They were trying to have them build it there, and luckily the York said no.
Let's say we built it there, but we win multiple championships. Do I care?
That would be hilarious.
But why would it be? If we win championships, we can win championships playing outside or on top of a junkyard. I don't care. My seats can be broken at the stadium. If we win Super Bowl,
it out. It
I
doesn't
don't
matter
care.
If you care or not. I was just pointing it out. That's why,
bro.
They always give me fodder for material. I mean, over the years, it's been 29 years. That's why I like to make fun of them.
Multiple rings. Look at all these rings. Yes, these are not real, but you know what they're for. 5 rings.
Yeah, they're 30 years old.
But I can still say my team.
Are you sure that the Niners rings actually have? They're not cubic zirconium because the NFL was broke back then.
Well, these are cheap. So I don't have one of those rings.
I'm not talking about your rings. I'm talking about the players' rings.
And
are you sure they're not gold plated?
Maybe they were. Maybe they BTA. I don't know.
You guys.
No, but I don't see the thing. Maybe it doesn't work for me as like it does other Niner fans. I don't care because I don't get paid by the Niners. I don't make money from the Niners. I didn't make money off those rings. All I know as a fan, my team won 5. If those rings are cheap and they got and those players got juked, hey, they should have known better. That's their problem. I still can say we won 5, right? If we win 6, we win 6. If we don't, we don't. I love talking football. Your team can win 2 Super Bowls before we win another one. If we don't know. We don't know. It could happen. Or maybe you guys, as much as you guys have a great team now in building, just because you build a great team doesn't mean it guarantees a Super Bowl. You can have the best team on the roster and still lose on a bad game. We went in there, we should have been in Philly last year, and we lost because our quarterback went down. It has nothing to do with our whole team. We had a great roster, but our QB went down and we lost. It sucks, but we lost, right? Good roster. You had a good roster against the Patriots, but you lost. Still good roster, was it not?
Yep.
But it's just, so you can have a great roster, but if it's not your time, you're not going to win another. So I'm not saying you're not, but it could be that you don't. How many teams have nice rosters and never won one? Look at the Buffalo Bills. 4 in a row didn't win one.
Well, let
They
me
have
ask you
good
this.
rosters?
Back to what we were talking about. So if the Niners
I'm
don't
making
win
points.
this year,
But
if the
go ahead.
Niners are, well, we're going to get back to talking
We
about
do.
this game.
We do.
All the other stuff don't matter. It's just stuff that got brought up. So if the Niners don't win this Super Bowl this year, because, you know, the one thing about Kyle Shanahan is he gets a major pass by the media. You know, McVay, are you going to come back next year? Is Super Bowl or bust for the Rams? You don't hear that talk with the Niners. I mean, there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to win the Super Bowl. Before it was because they don't have a quarterback. Now they have a quarterback. Why is there no pressure? Why don't they say, do you feel the pressure, Kyle, to win this year? Because you should win. I mean, look, Burrow's not there. He lit the Niners up at at Levi Stadium. 18 passes in a row. He lit them up. The 2 juggernaut teams in the last couple of years, the Ravens went into Levi's, laid them up with Lamar running. 2 different. Those are the 2 ones. The Browns, who's in the AFC North. If the Niners were in the AFC North, they might be 3rd.
And who
Because they can't handle that kind of
lit
pressure.
us up again this year?
The Bengals and at Levi and the Ravens.
Okay,
And
they
then
let
the
us
Browns
up. You're
beat
right.
the guys with the subpar
Who's
quarterback.
still the number 1 seed?
No, but listen, my point is this.
My point is, who gives a shit about those?
If you guys don't win the Super Bowl,
we're still the number 1 seed.
Is it a failed season? I don't care about all these
we all
Pro Bowl.
know that.
Okay.
So
now,
is that a failed season for
does
you?
Kyle
To win the
Shanahan
Super
feel
Bowl?
any pressure? Does Kyle Shanahan feel any pressure? No. They were all over McVay's ass. That's
Wait a
one
minute.
thing that's frustrating.
So how do you know that
Super
Shanahan
Bowl
doesn't
bust.
feel any pressure? You talk to
He
him?
doesn't. Do you see that in the
You
media?
talk to him?
Do you see that in the media?
Have you talked to him?
No.
So
Why would I talk to him?
How do you know he feels
Because
pressure?
you can see clips of all the media pundits.
Because he doesn't show it. You know.
Well, he of course he's going to have some pressure being a head coach, but do you see the media on him? Do you see the media writing him, asking him, could this be the year? What if you don't win? They were doing it to Sean McVay. They were doing that to Sean McVay and Stafford. Was it Detroit or was it the team with Stafford? And Stafford came through on the first year. You don't the guy. I don't know if Mike Shanahan's been calling in favors, but the guy gets a pass in the media, man. Even last year with those quarterbacks. I mean, you had Josh Johnson as your 3rd string quarterback. Really, that's his fault.
Whose fault?
Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch.
So Kyle Shanahan ran out the field and hit Brock Purdy in the arm and the elbow.
No, but
Dude,
why would you have
I must
a guy
have been taking a
like
wait a minute. I must have been taking a piss during that incident.
What's that?
You're telling me that Kyle Shanahan tackled Brock Purdy in that game?
No, but didn't he put
So how is it his fault?
How did Purdy get hurt?
It's called a defensive end from the Eagles that hit him.
Yeah. Who do they have blocking that, trying to block that great defensive end?
And you know how many times he did that in the regular season? You know how many times he did that? He did it 4 times in the regular season and was successful. Why wouldn't you do something he did 4 games earlier in that season that worked? It just didn't work at that time. How is that Kyle Shanahan's fault? He did it 4 times. It worked. It did not work in this game. It sucked for us.
No, it didn't work.
But how is it the Shanahan's fault? That makes no sense, bro.
Well, I don't know why you say no. It doesn't make no sense. Is he the coach? Isn't he responsible for the plays that he calls? Isn't he responsible for the personnel?
So that when he called that play, instead of putting the tight end, maybe he should have went out there and blocked.
Well, that's not even a
But you're saying it's his fault.
Why didn't he put Kittle blocking?
You know whose fault it was? The tight end's fault, not Kyle Shanahan.
So Kyle Shanahan being 1-3 in NFC Championship games, one out of 3 in NFC Championship games, it's not his fault.
No,
The Super Bowl is not his fault.
no.
So then why are you guys afraid to fire
Patrick
him?
Mahomes, it was his fault for being such a good quarterback. Patrick Mahomes woke his ass up in the fourth quarter and lit us up. That was Patrick Mahomes being good. What does that got to do with Kyle?
If you guys, well, I mean, why doesn't it have anything to do with Kyle? Why doesn't he take responsibility?
So when you guys lost to the Patriots, was it McVay's fault?
It was when we lost to the Patriots.
Was it McVay's fault? Yes or no?
When though? When
you lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots, my friend.
It was Mike Martz's fault. Yes, it was Mike Martz's fault. Mike Martz.
Who was the head coach?
Mike Martz was.
When you lost to the Patriots?
Yes. That's why I tell you it was his fault.
That was like 3 years ago.
Wait, you're talking about the Patriots in the Super Bowl? You're talking about 2018.
You've been in the Super Bowl 2 times. You've been in the Super Bowl 2 times.
2018.
You were in Super Bowl 21 and 18, right?
I thought you were going back to the back in the day.
We're talking about McVay and Kyle. Come on, bro.
Okay, McVay. So 2018. Well, that's what I'm asking you. So
why would I go back then? We're talking about McVay.
Well, I'm just asking. That's why I'm.
So was it McVay's fault?
That was that was McVay's, and he said it. He said he didn't have the right play call, but also Cooper Kupp wasn't there. He was hurt. Todd Gurley was a shell
because Cooper was hurt.
Well, is Cooper Kupp not a good receiver?
He is.
Okay.
That's my point exactly. How is that McVay? I don't think it was McVay's fault.
Still took the blame. Well, Kyle Shanahan
we're not talking about. No. Listen, we're not talking about taking responsibility and the blame. You're supposed to do that as a head coach. What I'm talking about is, I see it from the outside. It wasn't McVay's fault. He didn't have one of his best receivers in Cooper Kupp in that game. That's not his fault. He would have called that game different if Cooper Kupp was in that lineup. Yes or no? Or no?
Yes, he would have for sure.
So how is that your coach's fault, my friend?
Because he had well, listen, he took Sean McVay.
So his fault, he's not a good enough coach when your top players
Sean
are not there.
McVay is different from Kyle Shanahan in the fact that he takes responsibility even when he shouldn't take responsibility.
And that's good, bro. That's good. Good one for McVay. You're an
when have
awesome
you ever
dude.
heard Kyle Shanahan take responsibility for a loss?
And
when?
And Kyle Shanahan said, wait a minute, Kyle Shanahan, you're an asshole for not taking responsibility. McVay, you are an awesome dude.
He's arrogant. Like he won a Super Bowl.
Who cares? Does it really matter who's an asshole and who's not?
I don't know, man.
Can they both coach?
We're having a conversation.
Can they both coach?
It's not about who cares.
Can they both coach?
That's what happens.
Can they both coach?
They can both coach.
Have they both won? Have they both gone to the Super Bowl? You won one. Credit to McVay.
We've gone to Super Bowl twice.
Twice. Okay, sorry for taking the last one. So McVay sucked on one and he was good on another. I believe McVay was good both Super Bowls. One, he was able to win it. One, he wasn't. But he was the same McVay, as good as he is. But you're saying it's Kyle for losing the Super Bowl. I don't think it was Kyle's fault.
I do. I think
it was just the other. Well, that's fine. That's your opinion. And God bless your opinion to yourself. That's fine. Just like I don't think it was McVay's fault. I think he coached that game. I think he was handicapped because his best receiver was not available. Right? I don't blame your coach. I don't blame your head coach. I actually give him credit for winning a lot of games without your top receiver. Like I give him credit for winning a lot of games this year with Cooper Kupp has been gone for quite a bit. He's back now. He did it with a rookie receiver and a rookie running back. Kudos to him. But if he doesn't win the Super Bowl this year, is it going to be his fault?
Well, I mean, should he not get any responsibility for?
We're not talking about responsibility. We're talking about blaming him.
I told you already. I blame him for a lot. He should. He's the responsible. I mean, he's been horrible in personnel decisions. I mean, look at he got lucky with Brock Purdy.
Your draft says different.
He's been horrible in personnel decisions, man. He's been.
Well, no coach is perfect.
Look at the Jimmy Garoppolo situation where they had him throwing the sidelines. He didn't even have a locker no more. They couldn't cut the umbilical cord. Yeah, everyone forgets all that. That's all his fault.
Whose fault?
Kyle Shanahan and
because
John
of Jimmy
Lynch
G.
actually take that. And then the three picks for Trey Lance didn't work out. Luckily, Brock Purdy happened to turn up. Imagine that. But sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Absolutely. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Your team. I hope you guys win multiple championships. I hope for you and your fan base, just like I hope my team does the same. But luck matters. You can have the best roster. You can have the youngest players at every position. If you are unlucky on that given Sunday, you will lose. And that's another year your players get older. And if you don't make it the next year, even though you're good, that's another year your players get older. Right or wrong?
Yeah, yep.
So
I want to give a shout out to
go for it.
Somebody here too, David Corona. Props to you, brother. But yeah, let's get back to talking to the game.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to close this up with what are 3 keys that your Rams need to do with what they have? Because you are resting a lot of players to beat the Niners. And we're not saying about who wins. There's no bragging in this win for neither team. But let's be honest. You as a Rams fan want to beat us because you don't want to be swept. And we Niner fans, we want to sweep the West 2 years in a row as fans. But as players, what does it mean to them?
Well, I do want to say the Niner-minded
49 what's up, brother?
He brought up a point. He says, what happened? Your Rams are winning the division. Well, let me just tell you something. Matthew Stafford was out 1 game. Kyron Williams missed 4 games. We have a young roster. How many games do the Niners have right now as constructed? How many games do they win?
They won 11.
11. So they're 2 games off the pace. And we can easily have 11 this year if we, like I told you earlier.
But you don't.
The Bengals game. Yeah, but listen,
we could have not lost the 3 games, and we could have had.
He's asking me a question. So we didn't have a good backup. We lost that game.
How many games? You guys have what? How many wins?
Listen, you don't have to stick up for them. They're grown men.
I think we have more than 11, by the way.
Even though they're Niner fans, they can speak for themselves, man.
Oh,
you don't have to speak for them.
I'm not speaking up for them.
It's not like I'm not bullying them. I'm just explaining to you. You don't have to stick up for them, Beto. Though they're Niner fans, they're grown men.
By you telling me not to back them up, now you're trying to control me.
He's asking me, quote, Rudy, what happened to your Rams?
We have won 12 games.
I'm answering. And so all the drop picks you were going to studs, blah, blah, blah. You made a statement before the season. And
you are my friend.
Thug Life certified.
You are Thug Life certified, baby. Bring that heat. Go for it.
Yeah, so Matthew Stafford missed a game. We had Brett Maher, who was horrible, which that's McVay's fault. I blame him. And less need for that. We lost. Brett Maher is not even an NFL quarterback. That's 1 game. The referees took a game from the Bengals where Tutu Atwell did the sidelines. It was on the call on the field was a touchdown, and they took it away from us still. We lost by 4. We lost by 3, and that would have gave us 4 more points instead of a field goal. So there's 2 games right there, and all teams have that. They can say that, but this is a young retooling team. We would have 11 wins. This last game, it could have came down to both of us 11 wins, and we need the game. So that's what happened. So he asked me, I answered him.
Fair enough. All right, so give me 3 key
I didn't block
things.
him either. He says that I blocked him on my channel. I don't block nobody. My moderators block you. With
Rudy,
you Niners,
that's
yes,
not
I'm
true.
sorry, you got
I
blocked.
am blocked from your channel,
Well, that's a different issue. I don't know. I told my guys not to block you.
but I'm still blocked. So you guys don't respect you on your channel.
Well, see that's not true. That's not true.
Well,
But
bro, what did you just say? You told them not to block me, and I'm blocked.
yeah.
What does that say within itself?
Well, it's not that. You try to go
You
for
just tell
something,
them,
and then when I answer
you tell
you,
them,
listen.
but I'm blocked.
But listen, you try to say something slight-handed and backstabbing.
I'm
And
being
then,
honest.
wait. And
I'm
then you
making a
don't like it
point.
when I go back at you, and then you get your pants in a tizzy, and then you go off board.
And am I the only one that gets our pants in a tizzy? Bro, you don't get your pants in a tizzy when I go at you. Come on.
No,
We both
I'm
okay.
calm and collected. You don't half the time. You don't even let me answer the question.
Bro,
I answer you, and then I got more for you.
Bro, I'm
and
not
then you
putting tape
stop
over
me.
your mouth. Have I muted
Well,
you?
and then over here, you're wiping your contact your chats guy's nose. Let them. They're grown men. Let them, or maybe.
But
You ask me a question. You don't have to dot their I's and cross their T's.
I don't, but I
Well,
can.
it looked like it. You did.
So why am I still blocked?
I don't know. I didn't. You told me about that, and
Because the other day I went to give you respect that you were doing a live, and I went to congratulate your team, and I'm texting away, and I'm like, "Hey Rudy, good job, man! I love your receiver." Positive things, and no response. You're talking away. I'm like, "That's not you. That's not." And then I start reading comments below mine,
yeah.
and I'm like, "This guy can't see me."
And see, Mr. Joe, I love this, how this works. Mr. Joe goes, this Rams guy's too much. Well, yeah, you don't like somebody that speaks up for themselves. I love Beto, but I'm not going to, when he tells me that they don't respect me, okay, then now it's on.
But
Okay, so
but
listen.
how did I
don't
say
care
that?
who it is, but wait.
But how did
This
I
guy
say
says,
that?
This Rams guy's way too much. You just told me, and you're insinuating that they don't respect me. So then I'm too much.
Based on
Well,
facts.
no, you're full of it, brother. You're full of it. I'm sorry, brother.
You said, did you say or not that you told them not to block me?
I told them not to block you. Yes.
And they still block me.
Am I their daddy?
I feel that they don't respect
No.
you.
Am I their daddy? Well, man, that's what you say, but
That's
you're
what I
telling me
said.
that. And then Joe says, oh, this Rams guy's too much over here.
I can't speak for them, bro. I'm sorry about them. You guys need to be more respectful.
No, that's fine.
Towards Rudy.
But it's funny how somebody can see things a certain way. You're saying
We
that
all
to
do.
me, expecting me. This Joe guy expects me not to say nothing back.
But you
amazing.
do though, right?
You can see the people that you have in your chat. They don't know what the hell they're talking about half the time.
And all you guys know what they're saying?
All I know is all the guys in your chat haven't seen a Super Bowl in 30 years. That's all I know.
I watched the Super Bowl last year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but the Niners weren't in it.
You didn't say the Niners. You said a Super Bowl. Be clear.
Well, you're right. Let me correct it. The Niners haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years.
Fair enough. But you said a Super
there.
Bowl, so I just wanted to correct you. That's all. I've been correcting you all night. Just wanted to keep adding. But hey, Rudy, at the end of the day, bro, let's calm down a little bit of emotion because I don't want to lose you out of. I made a point about the block thing. If you thought that I disrespect you by your word,
well, listen. If I told you, they don't respect
I will
you.
apologize on live camera. My apologies to you if you took offense.
Well, I mean, who wouldn't?
But
you get a tizzy when I say Kyle Shanahan's. It's his fault for everything.
Bro, I don't care if it's his fault. I don't get. That's the thing. My team can lose forever, and I don't give a shit. Yeah. I'm a fan. I enjoy football, but it's not my life. I have kids. I have grandkids. I have a wife. I have kids, a job. Football's not my life. It's a hobby. I don't think nothing about the Niners personal. Nothing. Joe Montana sucks. I think Dan Marino is a better quarterback than Joe Montana. And I'm a Niner fan. And I say that to my Niner fans all the time.
Put this comment, if you don't mind, Jason Alvarez comment up right here.
Who?
On the bottom.
But it seems
Jason
like you're
Alvarez.
getting upset, my friend. Don't get upset.
I just want to.
Which comment?
Why haven't you guys caught up if we haven't won in 30 years?
Who said it though?
Jason Alvarez.
Oh, Jason Alvarez. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so
that's a good point though.
In 30 years. Okay, let's look at that. How many Super Bowls have the Niners won in 30 years, Beto?
That's not the question he asked though.
No, but this is
Well,
how
no,
I
see,
answer questions.
this is the problem.
This
You
is
don't know
this
how
is
to
why
answer
I'd be a hell of a
questions.
lawyer.
You don't know
Okay,
how to
listen.
answer questions. You
The
don't.
point was earlier.
You
Listen, I'm
don't
going to
answer
answer it.
questions. Answer this man's question, bro.
I'm
Seriously.
answering it. I'm answering the way I do. That's just the way it is.
But that's not
Listen,
the right way, though.
that's what your pointing
You know
is.
what's
I
funny?
answer it the way I
That's funny.
want
If a
to.
cop pulls you over, you ain't answering the way you want to. Trust me.
You're not a cop.
Trust.
Okay, anyway. So listen, the Rams have
Actually
won
retired
2
one.
Super
So
Bowls since free agency.
security guard, that
Okay,
counts.
that's within the last 30 years. The Niners, 0 Super Bowls. Why don't the Santa Clara Niners
But
catch
that's
up
not
to
the
the San
see.
Francisco
You
Niners?
you have. I think you're a Niner fan, bro, instead of a Rams fan.
Oh, hell no.
He asked
You know better than that.
He asked you a question about your Rams, and you're talking about the Niners.
Well, because the
Let me read it in
Niners
case you
haven't
didn't
won
read
a
it
Super
right.
Bowl since free agency. It's
Haven't
harder
won
now.
in 30 years,
I think
but
it's
still
harder. Maybe
have
not.
5 to catch up Lombardis. Why? Answer his question. It's a simple question.
Because of free agency, and the Niners haven't won. The Niners actually won one in
See?
'94.
There he goes. He
They won
mentioned the
one.
Niners in this chat more than I
They
have.
won one. They won one.
I'm a Niner fan, and he mentioned the Niners more than I have.
Well, because whenever
Tonight.
they always like to say, "Why don't you catch up?" Well, you guys can't even win one.
Look at you right now.
You can't even win one.
That's Rudy being in his pissy pants right now. Look. He's pissed off. But he doesn't get pissed off, he says. He's cool.
I'm not pissed off. Do I look pissed off?
Yeah, you are very pissed.
No, man.
I'm having fun, bro.
I'm having a time of my life. I'll get to educate your non-educated comments guys in here.
And I'm trying to educate all the idiots in the comments that don't know nothing about football.
I'll just tell you this, that I'm the only
Niner
content
fans are smarter
creator.
than Rams fans, bro. That's the
I'm
truth.
the only content creator between all of the Niners content creators and Rams. I'll say it this way.
In your head.
Us Rams content creators are the only ones that could have said the Rams are Super Bowl champions. No Niner creator on YouTube or Twitter has ever been able to say that. I'll just say that.
And what does that mean?
That means a lot.
Does it?
That means a lot.
You know what I could say? My team is irrelevant. You know what I could say? My team's 12-4. You know what I could say? My team is the number 1 seed. You know what I could say? My team has a bye. Does yours? No. I can say that.
We do. We're resting people just like you.
We rested for 2 weeks. You're only resting 1.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get you guys fully rested, over-rested in game 1.
And if you do, good for the Rams.
But we have a bye too, similar, because we talked about earlier. We're playing Darnold. Puka Nacua might play.
See what he said about Pissy Pants Rudy.
He can say that, but he hasn't seen a Super Bowl in 30 years, so God bless him.
Now I'm not bringing a lot of your Rams fans because they're getting really. He's not saying just like Pissy Pants Rudy. They're using words that
it's
I can't
because
bring up.
of knuckleheads like this guy saying stuff to me, so of course they're going to go back.
No, but I mean, if you guys say something about me, or that's fine. But you start mentioning mothers and you're going to rape somebody.
That I'm not with. But this guy here, I mean,
but how's it go from Pissy Pants Rudy
and you're
to someone saying I want to rape your mother, Niner sickness?
Well, that's not. They shouldn't say that.
But they did.
Can't see that. But still, you're posting this comment, and
because it's not that big of a deal.
And he wonders why
you call me Pissy Pants, didn't you not?
No, I said you got a tizzy.
Oh, tizzy, pissy, whatever. You still call me that, and I didn't take no offense to it. Really.
If we were in the courthouse, I would beat you every time.
Listen,
if we were 2 lawyers,
give me 3
in the courthouse. The way you guys beat us in the regular season,
you will beat me every time.
Up in the courthouse,
you will beat me every. You know why? Because I'm not a lawyer.
But I'm just telling you. I'm
not a lawyer. Here. I can't pretend to be something I'm not. Well, if we were girls, I can have better makeup than you. Neither one of our girls will never will be.
I'm just telling you because whenever we talk about stuff, you bring up stuff that I didn't even say.
Let's go back to the game. 3 things that your team needs to do to beat us, in your opinion, my friend. Don't read the comments. I won't bring them up. Don't read them. I'll bring no disrespect ones. But
it doesn't matter to me what they say. But then they wonder why they get blocked. They can't say anything else.
I don't say nothing about you, and I'm blocked. Although I'm blocked, and I've never disrespected you in your chat, bro. Never. And I'm blocked. So whether you
It
say something
happens,
bad or
man. It
not,
happens.
they still get blocked. So it is what it
Well,
is, bro.
honestly, now
Guess
that you're
what?
telling me that,
Guess what?
my
Guess
guys
what?
don't disrespect,
None
they
of your
don't
guys
respect
that are
me.
in here have been blocked tonight. Not one by my moderators.
Well, that's
Not
good.
one. Because they know if they block your moderator, your guys, they're not moderators no more. I don't mess around. You want to, my Niner viewers don't
Well, I mean,
want to
that's the
follow
way
me
you run your channel. That's fine. You can say whatever you want, but you know, that's
because I
and-
trust my moderators. I'm not saying you trust yours. I'm not trying to put words. I know you do. But I don't just pick anybody. I pick those that I have relationships with that I know they have my back and they have my channel at their best interest. Those are the ones that I choose. That's me, though. So that's why your guys, I can predict it. This guy's been talking all night. He's still here. Fernando's still here.
Well, just so everybody knows, I don't block nobody. I don't block nobody
but
unless
it's your channel, my friend.
yeah, but I don't
So
block
if
nobody.
your-
They
if
said,
your
"Rudy
moderators
blocked
do
this."
it,
I don't
you
block
do it.
nobody usually.
If my
But-
guys blocked your guys tonight, what's up, Jim Everett? He's here.
What's
So-
up, Jim Everett?
My point being, if my guys block them, I'm responsible because this is my channel because I made them moderators.
G12.
So where is G12? I can bring him up. There he is.
He's
there.
right. Second to last.
There he is. I don't. If the question was asked, is there a player on your prospective team practice squad roster that you believe should be promoted for this game? Is he a Niner fan or he's your?
He's a Dolphin. He's a Dolphin fan.
So he's asking me.
Honorary Rams fan.
Okay, so I'm assuming he's asking me, right?
Yep.
Man, the only one I would like to see Danny Gray. One,
Is he's still on the roster? I didn't know he was still there.
yeah, he's still there. He's been a healthy scratch for a long time.
Yeah.
But what I've been hearing, bro, is that he can't block. He can run routes, but Kyle Shanahan, if you're not blocking, you're not getting the rock.
That's the same thing like Zach Evans, a running back, a speedster college running back that we got. He can't get on the field. And I think that's why too.
Yeah. So a lot of times,
Kyrie Williams is there, but at least see what he's got. You know, hopefully he'll get a lot of carries this next game.
see, like Jim Everett, Beto has no football knowledge. That's fine. That's your opinion. I don't think that's true, but I don't take it personal, bro.
Yeah, well, that's not really a personal attack. That's
He's saying,
like
so is that a fact?
The pissy pants thing. Well, no,
Wait a
it's
minute.
just
Is that a fact? Because if it's not an attack, then what is it? Because he's saying Beto has no. He didn't say he has possibly has no. He said he has no football knowledge.
Well, no, I mean,
That
I know
sounds
you
like
do.
an attack to me, bro. Come on.
And he's being sarcastic with you. That's all.
But it's attack, though.
Yeah,
Let's keep
but
it what it is.
He's not giving you a personal attack.
No,
I mean,
but I don't
somebody
care
can
if it
have an
was
opinion
personal. I
of you
don't
like
care.
that.
Because
Yeah, I mean,
I know that I'm knowledgeable. I'm very knowledgeable. So
no, you are.
So I'm not going to take it. I'm only defending what is not what is true, not what is not true. Rudy is the type of person you ask him a question, answers with it. That is true. That's not attacking. You've been doing that
One
tonight.
of the things that I do is when somebody asks me a question,
You answer your way.
I give them answer my way. Of course.
But that's the
But I
same
give
thing,
them
though.
a question. I give them a question so they'll think about it and they'll disconnect their brain. They'll be like, "Oh shit, I should have asked that."
And that's okay.
And then
But
I
answer
still
the
answer
question
the
first.
question. That's what I
then
do.
ask your question.
I ask them a question and they're like, "Oh."
But you don't answer the
I
question
should have
first,
asked
though.
that. That's what I do.
Answer
But
the
anyway.
question first, and then ask your question. That's
No, I do it my way. I don't let nobody tell me how to answer a question. I like to see the face personally when somebody asks me a dumb question.
So my
I
guy
ask
said
them a
pissy
question
pants.
and
That's
they're
his
like,
way.
"Oh, I should have said that."
Bro, you're funny.
Not
bro.
all the
I love you,
time, but
man.
that's what I do sometimes.
So you still haven't even given me 3 keys of the game.
So the 3 keys of the game is this: let Wentz against the Niners. He's 3-1 against the Niners. Carson Wentz. He finally gets some reps with the Rams. I want to see the Rams. Okay, this is what I would do. Since we got Brett Maher back, our kicker's been horrible. He missed 2 extra points. We almost lost to the Giants because of it. We didn't even run him out to kick a field goal because we were going for it on 4th down because we didn't want to have our kicker kick. It almost blew it for us. But I would get the running game going, get Tutu Atwell, Ben Skoranek some reps, get Puka the record. I think he's going to play to get the 29-yard and the 4 catches to get the all-time a rookie record, and then pull him out. And then I would, every time we get into 40-plus yard situation, I would bring our kicker out. I don't care if we're still driving. I don't care about points. I would bring our kicker out to get him as much game time reps as we can,
Hey, Rudy,
because we need him to be there for us.
go to my channel, my YouTube channel, and just say hello or something to me. I want to see if I can bring it up.
But that's what I would do.
Fern, I like that. See, I like that answer. That's a good one.
Because we need, and also too, we need to on special teams, man. We gave up 2 kick return touchdowns this year, and horrible special teams. We need to work on that.
We see, Jason. We hope he will. We don't know that, but I hope he will. I'll do.
Darnold. Well, remember, Carson Wentz was going to be an MVP if he didn't get hurt. He's never been able to get back to that. He shows flashes.
And Brock Purdy was going to be the MVP this year, but he's not going to be, so it doesn't matter.
He's the quarterback whisperer now, with the quarterback whisperer, Sean McVay.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, brother. No cigar. Let me know when you do it so I can see it. When you guys won the Super Bowl and we lost the NFC Championship game, we had to chalk it up as we weren't good enough to win. The same applies today. You have the lesser record. That is true.
Oh yeah, we weren't expecting to win the division. I said we're going to go 9-8. I don't even remember even saying that we're going to win division. I think what I said was, if we can steal some games that maybe they weren't picking us to win, we have a chance for the division. It would have been right, but we weren't able to steal any games. We couldn't steal the Baltimore game. We didn't steal the Bengals game, or else we would have had 11 games. That's what I said.
Good point.
I picked us to go 9-8 and get the wild card.
At
that time, you had the Rombos and guys like that say, "You're delusional." And I go, "Oh yeah? The last time he told us that, we won the Super Bowl." Monster It.
How do you do?
Monster It. How do you do, my friend?
Monster It's a good guy.
They all are, bro. All your guys are good, bro.
I don't.
You know what? I don't know no Rams fan in here personally for me to sit there and say they're not good. I don't know them. And for me to insinuate they're not good, shame on me. I'm not going to do it.
Well, I want to say I apologize for us debating and going at it, because we should have just kept it for the game.
I know. I don't know how. I don't know how we got out of it.
But you see how
so hard not to get out of course.
You see how passionate we both are, and when you're passionate, you say stuff you don't mean. I love Niner Sickness. I kid on him and I get on his nerves like he's about my brother on purpose. But yeah, it's not just about the teams, Rudy,
I said, and I'll say it again, bro, in front of all your Ram fans and my Niner fans. If you were ever in need of anything, I will not hesitate to help you if I could, regardless of your team, regardless of this. To me, I can't speak for, and I have tattoos of the Niners, but to me, it's just a hobby. It does not define who I am. It doesn't define what I am. My team can suck or they can be great. When they're great, I enjoy watching. When they suck, not so much. I still support them no matter what, but I enjoy them more when they're winning. And the last few years, we under Kyle Shanahan, we have been winning. We haven't won it, but we have been winning, and that's enjoyable to me.
Yeah.
Now, some other fans do not agree with me. They're saying that Kyle Shanahan sucks until he wins the Super Bowl. I don't think he sucks.
Well, I mean, I kid you guys for that, but I like a team. Listen, we were 5-12 and it sucked. It sucked last year, but it sucked because we were all hurt and we couldn't do nothing about it.
Yeah, 2020, bro.
You're in
2020
the boat with
when we played
you're
the
in the boat with
Cardinals.
the hole.
When we played the Cardinals the
water.
last game in 2020, we looked at the press box in Arizona, and we had I don't know how much money up there and starters hurt that year. Everybody and
Yeah.
their mamas, Bosa, Fred Warner, Debo, everybody and their mamas were up. I'm like, you're not supposed to be up there. You're supposed to be down here.
Yeah, and then
You
you
know,
got Jimmy
and-
Garoppolo up there laughing or smiling and shit.
Yeah, that idiot. Yeah, bro.
But yeah, man,
It's just bad
we were
luck.
picking on water.
What's up, Chris?
And you know what sucks too, Beto, is when we won the Super Bowl, we never got. I told this before to people. We never got a chance to run it back. Really, we didn't have Von Miller. He went to Buffalo to get the bag. A big Witt retired, and we lost Colbert in the Austin Colbert in the middle, our middle guys, and we got Allen Robinson, who we thought was going to be really good, and he sucked. He was a zombie. And so OBJ got hurt, didn't even play. We didn't have the same team, so we never really got to run it back. So that's why I think these guys, even with the young guys now, they're getting used to it. They're getting experience. We have another bullet in the chamber for the next year or two with this front office. So we'll see what happens. Like you said, it's not guaranteed, but I really like where we're going.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I like the rest that we're having this week.
You have
but
to have it with the young,
I
with the older
wanted to
players.
play you guys I wanted this game to mean something.
I did too, man.
I wanted to kind of put it to rest and go into the playoffs, with our chest pumped up or our butts or our tail between our ass. One of the two.
I'm not afraid. See, people, I'm not afraid. I want the best team. I want to beat the best team.
Well, to be the best, how the saying goes, to be the best, you got to do what?
Yes, I would love to have an easy road to the Super Bowl. Yes, of course, I'm not stupid, but I don't mind who we play. We're in there.
If you play Dallas or Detroit without their starting quarterback and you win them, you're still going to take the win, of course, because you're moving on. But can you pump your chest out?
It's like Michael Jordan being the old Laker team, and Magic Johnson, Byron Scott, and James Worthy were on the bench.
It's still a W, but how can you pump your chest? Matthew Stafford had over 400 yards. Number 17 had 2 touchdowns. Cooper had 1, and the Niners, had as much, and we still won that game by a field goal. That was a good game, or vice versa. That's a good game.
And Beto, you know what pissed me off? Check this out. So, you know how you're supposed to have home field advantage. The Niner fans turn out and all that stuff. A lot of them are in Southern California already. But you're supposed to have a home field advantage timekeeper. So if you remember that game, when the Rams are playing good, Puka Nakua's going off, Kyrie Williams going off, Darian Kendrick, who the guy that I'm worried about, got a stupid penalty. Brock Purdy threw it deep, and all he had to do was just get in the way. But I think it was Debo in the end zone. You guys are the 1 yard line. Purdy made a mistake, rolled out, and instead of throwing the ball to the turf, he threw it in the air. There was only seconds left. If you're the timekeeper of that home team, you're supposed to let the clock run out. He left 1 tick on the damn clock, and you guys got a touchdown and got closer, and then we gave up the interception. I wanted that game because the young guys were learning, to play really good. But that would suck. If that was in Philly, do you think you guys still have a tick on that clock? No. If it's Levi, we are not going to have a tick on that clock. But that was such a good game, the first game. I was very surprised how our offensive line held up. But now you guys got Page and Drake Jackson fell apart, man. My guy from USC, I can't believe he took off early.
He's still young.
He couldn't keep it up. He's still young, but he played really good.
Now, if he doesn't do nothing next year, then I'm very concerned.
Yeah. He was good in USC.
If he falls off next year, then that's a concern. Real quick, John V says, Rudy, today you said something that I agree with you 100%.
All right,
Rudy
John,
said a lot of things.
You're back out of my S house. You're a good guy then, John.
Oh, he's back. He's out of your doghouse, like Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, he's out of my doghouse. All you have to do is compliment me, and I'm just kidding.
That's it.
No, props to you, man. I'm just kidding.
Whenever
I say something, I'm just having fun. People take it. I just,
Just to be honest, Rudy, we all do, though. We all do.
Yeah.
You do, I do. We all get our pants wet, bro. We all do at moments.
Believe me, I get more mad at my team than anybody could.
I'm pretty sure you get more mad at your team when they lose than I do when my team loses.
When our kicker from Riverside too, by the way, I'm from Riverside, missed those 2 extra points, and we didn't even kick field goals because of him. I'm like, just leave him in New York, make him get his own plane.
Yeah.
Oh man! And then we waived him the next day.
Yeah. Number 10 is not a good punt returner for us, bro. Kyle Williams sucked.
You guys are missing Ray, right? You guys are
Yeah,
missing Ray.
he'll be back this game.
He's good, man.
We just want to get acclimated back for the playoffs, you know.
Our special teams suck, and that's McVay and Snead's fault. But you can't have everything. I don't understand why you can't find a guy that can catch a ball, has some wiggle, and be a weapon, and he won't cost a lot. In the USFL, the XFL, there's got to be somebody somewhere that you can get, man. I mean,
you would think
there's a fast guy that can catch balls.
Yep. And if they are, other teams get them because my team doesn't get it either.
I don't understand why that's so hard to find.
You're not alone on that one. You're not alone on that one, my friend.
If I was a coach, I'd be like Belichick. Okay, today, you young guys in the defensive backfield, DBs, CBs, we're going to see how you guys are at kick returning.
The last best punt returner we had was, what's his name? They came from Miami, the receiver. I forgot his name already.
Yeah.
When Harbaugh was here.
Mosteret's a good guy. Yeah, see, there he is.
Who?
Mosteret, the guy, he was saying, Happy New Year. Oh, he's a good dude.
No, like I said, bro, all your guys are cool. Some, they're passionate. They talk their shit. But like I said, I don't know nobody. So, and unless you personally attack me, then we have a problem. But if you don't, bro, that's why I say my guys, it's all good, bro. Happy New Year's to you too, my friend. At the end of the day, bro, I'd rather build friendships than teams. I know it's all about Niners over the Rams, and it's fun. But some people do, unfortunately, take it way too far. Now, this is calling the cattle black because back in my 20s, I got locked up when the Niners lost. Remember the Niners lost? They were going to three-peat, and all they were trying to do is run the ball so they can kick the field against the Giants to go to their third Super Bowl. And Roger Craig,
I remember that.
Lawrence Taylor hit the ball, and then the other guy picked it up from the Giants, and they went on to play Buffalo.
Yeah.
Bro, I lost it. I cursed God. I told him to go F yourself. I ripped a lot of my jerseys. I got locked up because I got drunk. And I told myself, never, ever. The first thing I apologized to was God because I was naive and young and stupid. But God, the good thing God forgives. But I don't do that, bro. That people are like, are you not mad that the Ravens won? I'm disappointed. Am I mad? No. When my grandkid jumps on me and says, Grandpa, I love you, and the Niners lose the Super Bowl, it takes it away.
Yeah.
It takes it away. It's just perspective. Does it suck that we lost in 2019? Yes. Did it hurt? Absolutely. Did I go get arrested? Hell no. No. Rams house all day, baby. Baby. Are you calling me baby? I don't know about that. I'm spoken for. Fernando says, I think all comes down to luck as well. One team won't have it over the other one. Absolutely. That's facts right there, Fernando. That is facts. Absolutely. Facts. And your guy is promoting your channel.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
in
he's
the
on my
description
stream.
below.
He's on my stream.
Oh, he's on your screen?
Yeah, he's on my YouTube.
Got you. I forgot about that. Yeah. I do believe there's a bit of luck there was a guy and he's a Niner fan. I won't mention his name out of respect, but he does not believe in luck. He says luck has nothing to do with football, and I'm like, what world do you live in that luck is not a part of football? Every game there's luck. Fred Warner hit the ball bounce, especially football, right? Basketball, baseball, they're all round. They're going to but you got a football that is not round. For that thing to bounce, like look at the Eagles and the Kansas City game last year. Remember when wasn't the quarterback for the Eagles fumbled the ball, and the defender from the Kansas City just picked it up in stride and ran it in for a touchdown. It bounced up perfectly. Okay, when Brock Purdy, the ball got batted down and up in the air. What's his name? That their safety, which is a Helmeton, fell on his ass, got up, and it fell to his hands. That wasn't skill. That was luck. So when people say luck does not apply, I'm like, that's something that I cannot jump aboard with, bro. Luck is a huge, huge part of football. Do you agree, Rudy?
Yeah. Yeah. The bounce of a ball. Somebody
a call
just,
of a referee.
you can call it luck, fate, whatever. It's the same thing. It's just, the call of a referee or the referee not be able to see it because they're so big and you have old guys.
See what your boy. See what your boy just said, bro.
Oh yeah, come on, bro. Stockton, brother.
What's Weiner, Dickless, or Rambo?
Stockton.
I guarantee none of my guys have done anything like that in this channel. I guarantee it.
You shouldn't have showed that.
No, I'm going to show it. I don't care.
You're my guy, Stockton. But come on, man.
But you know what tells me he's having a tantrum, and he doesn't know how to conduct himself as a man. So he must be a boy. And I'm not being I'm being honest. A man knows how to conduct themselves under fire. Yep.
Yeah.
So 3 games. We're going to get out of here, bro. Oh my God, 2 hours and 20 minutes, bro. 3 games. Sam Darnold needs to have a good game. Our pass rush needs to get to Carson Wentz, take him down. I don't know who's your running back that's going to play in that game.
Excuse me, Royce Freeman. Royce Freeman.
Oh,
and
the guy that used to be in Denver, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. And then the young kid. Nobody knows about him. We drafted him. He's got Todd Gurley type speed. Not explosive as Todd Gurley, but he looks like him. When he gets around the corner. He hasn't had a chance to get it because Kyrie and Cam Akers before. But he's a young guy, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he could do. Hopefully Davis Allen, the tight end, will be able to get some reps. Ben Skoranek, the legend of Ben Skoranek against the Raiders last year, jumping over the guy, catching it in the comeback.
Yep.
Tutu Atwell, get them off, and hopefully both of our teams come unscathed, man, even the backups, because you need good backups. To give you an idea, that MetLife turf, I forgot how bad it is. The MetLife New York turf, the Giants turf, and Bobby Brown III, my prerogative, big guy that we have to clog up the middle, hurt his knee. He went out.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, oh shoot, you're right. And he went out, but luckily he's okay for the next game. So I'm like, oh God, I thought he tore something, man. So we don't need nothing like that, man. Hopefully everyone will be okay. It'll be a good game. We get to get players that don't get a chance to play. But what's scary though, if you play your starters, some of your starters, there's guys trying to make a name for themselves, or guys that might do something wrong, like hit low or something, and you hurt a guy that you don't want to get hurt on both sides. So that's what's scary about these games. It's like a preseason. Guys that don't play a lot are in there, and they're, you never know. But it's football. It's a harsh game. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Fernando, I agree with you 100%. Your boy Stocky keeps going, bro. But guess what? He's not being blocked at all by my guys or by me. But he's going hard.
I'll set you up, Niner Sickness, in my thing again. I'll put you in the monitor.
See how your boy's not being blocked, bro? And I mean that with due respect.
Well, I don't like that.
I
don't like. I rather just keep it football, And but anyway, but let me ask you, Beto, what are you looking? So is Debo going to play? He was saying he was going to play.
Yeah, he's going to play for maybe a half. Ayuk's going to play. Trent Williams is going to play.
Wow.
He might play.
Why would you play?
He
Trent?
might play a series or two.
Okay.
Jordan Mason will play. Elijah Mitchell will play.
I like Jordan Mason, man. I wish you guys would release him.
No, we're not releasing him, bro.
He's hiding him.
we like him. He'll play a receiving. Juwan Jennings is out of a concussion protocol. He'll be playing. He'll be taking more of the reps once they pull out Debo and they pull out Ayuk. It'll be Ronnie Bell in there. Some of our
Ronnie, Ricky, and Mike.
Ronnie Bell's a good kid, from out of Michigan.
Yeah.
His dad is a active receiver coach right now in college. So he was brought up by the right stuff. It's going to be fun. It's not going to mean nothing, bro, but for the fun of it, it's going to be fun.
That way, I mean, I would be glad if we won, but it's not the same if our backups ended the streak.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll take it.
Well, listen, let's keep it a buck, bro. Let's keep it real. If we lose, you can say you did not sweep us this year.
I wanted us.
We sweep you again.
Well, I got a bet with David. I got a bet with David Corona.
It's not a tattoo on your ass, is it?
No.
I say that because he likes to make those type of bets.
Hell no, I would never do a bet like that. It's just for a cap. It's just for a cap. Where's it?
So tell us the bet. Now I'm interested.
So, if the I don't have one to show. If the Rams win, he buys me a fitted cap, a Rams fitted cap. If the Niners win, I buy him a Niners fitted cap. And so that's the bet we have. And even though they're all backups, I said, well, we'll just keep it. I forgot that what the bet was.
Okay.
I was thinking it was in the playoffs if we play each other, but no, it was for this game, so that's fine.
Wow, that's kind of a.
And he lives in Riverside too, so I told him.
Yeah, he's a Laker fan too.
Yeah, but I do want to say something.
And a Dodger fan.
See,
the only team he doesn't like is the Rams. I told him myself, bro, you should have been I like the Lakers, only the Lakers. People ask me, why do you like the Lakers from Northern California? Because the Warriors stunk back then. Magic, Johnson, Kareem, come on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also too, like we make fun of them. We kid them because you go to LA, let's go LA Dodgers, let's go LA Lakers. And then you go to the Rams game, beat LA.
Yeah.
Because the Rams weren't here for 20 plus years. So, but it does look kind of weird where you're wearing a Debo jersey and then an LA hat, LA Dodger hat, but or Laker hat. But that's just the way it is because that happened. But I do want to bless this. We had a fun.
Hold on. Let me just answer your boy's question because he answered an honest question. Sickness, honest question. Do you feel like these next 2 years may be for a Super Bowl team to win a chip? And how long do you think the rebuild process would take? First part is until Brock Purdy gets paid, we have a chance to get a Super Bowl because financially we'll be able to afford guys like, Bosa's and linebacker like Fred Warner. Once Brock gets paid, and he will get a pretty penny, that changes the dynamic of a lot of things. How long will the rebuild take? It's hard to tell, and it's hard to answer that because you can miss or hit on drafts. You guys hit on drafts, and you guys are a year ahead. I guarantee if you wouldn't have hit on number 17 or your running back, you probably would not be talking about no playoffs today. So it's a hit or miss. It just depends. That's why I take it season by season and see how these players play out. Look we're taking high draft picks and they not planned out, other than Bosa and Debo. We're taking fifth rounders like Kittle, like Fred, like Greenlaw, Fred Warner's in the third round. These guys plan out. Hufanga, fifth round, he's planned out. So it just depends.
Oh, I forgot Hufanga's out, huh? He's not playing this year.
But this kid that we picked up from now I forgot. From Pitt.
I do the same thing.
From Pitt, Jair Brown.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the real deal. That guy, he's hurt right now too.
As long as you guys have that pass rush, you guys will be okay in the secondary.
Yeah, but that kid,
you just have to get after him.
Next year, Jair Brown next to Hufanga, that safety tandem is going to be good. And then kudos to Mooney. He got elected to his first Pro Bowl. He's a pro. We got nine Pro Bowl.
That's crazy.
And guess who was the
That's
number
crazy.
one quarterback?
Brock Purdy.
Guess who was the number one receiver? I mean, not receiver, running back.
McCaffrey. It's
McCaffrey.
funny that you guys have no receivers in there.
No, what? Because they listen. Brandon Ayuk, whether you like him or not, that dude's been on fire. He's a hell of a receiver.
Yeah.
But when you got 9 players, you're not going to give everything to the Niners. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And now, if we only had like 3 players representing and Brandon Ayuk wasn't in it, I'll have a fit. But you're not going to fit.
Yeah.
Greenlaw deserves to be there. He didn't make it in. I thought Chase Young, but he hasn't played out the way we thought he although he's still a big key. I tell people this all the time when we're going to call it a night. Eric Armstead is such a big piece of our defense.
He has plantar fasciitis. Is he
People
going to play?
don't give him, no, he's not going to play, but he will be ready to go in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. Because we have No Boom has that same. I don't know if it's the same degree as because he's been out for a long time. Armstead, that plantar fasciitis in his foot, and so his isn't as bad because he's still able to play.
That happened to him last year. He was out for most of the. Oh, let me get a super chat real quick, bro.
That's important to your run game.
A super chat. I think this is a super chat for you, so you read it.
Okay. Fernando says, I enjoyed the stream. Respect to both Niner Sickness podcast.
Respect to you,
and,
my friend.
Rudy Sports Report. Let's hope it's a good game, not boring, and let's go Rams. Yes, indeed. Thank you, my guy Fernando.
Remember, I told you before we leave, bro. We'll end it on a good note.
Yeah.
We always want the NFC West to be the best division.
Isn't
in
that
the
amazing?
NFL.
There could be 3 teams in the playoffs still.
Yep.
The
Well,
Seahawks have a chance to make the playoffs.
Hey, Rudy, if the Rams wouldn't have screwed, the Seattle Seahawks wouldn't have screwed it up, they could have been. How do you lose to Steelers, bro?
They're helping us, man. They gave us Dotson, Witherspoon, and now they took away a game by the bad spot.
Who is their Mason is their quarterback? How do you beat the Eagles? We I guess we agreed they're trash, but how do you beat
Mike Tomlin? Mike Tomlin, man, he's a magician.
Can we agree on this, Rudy? Pete Carroll needs to get out of the 70s when he comes to his defense.
You know
They
what's
need to let
funny
him
about
go.
the Seahawks? Yeah, you know what's funny about the Seahawks is they hired Rams coaches to implement when they still had Russell Wilson to implement some of the offense that the Rams do, and they don't do it.
Yep.
They go bombs away and
Because Pete Carroll is stubborn, bro. As much as he chews gum, that dude is stubborn. He said in his ways that cover 2 that he plays on defense, bro. It's like, come on, beat me deep. That's Pete Carroll. You can beat me. You're not going to beat me deep, but you can beat me anywhere inside the middle.
Yeah. And then Geno Smith, I mean, they paid him all that. I mean, you have to pay a quarterback. I mean, that's just the way it is. I don't trust Geno Smith. I don't know why they gave him the money. Just rebuild if you have to. Geno Smith, he's just not that guy, man. But I want to bless this stream real quick to our friend, the great Corey Davis.
Oh yes.
I'm envious of you that you got to meet him in person. And if you can, Beto, let everybody know who Corey Davis is still in our hearts, who he was.
I appreciate that, Rudy. Corey Davis was an exceptional Niner fan, loved his Niners. Listen, I'm not saying Rudy can contest to this because he's the one that brought him up, even over me. You can hate the Niners with a passion. You wouldn't hate him. This guy was lovable. Everybody loved. It was a teddy bear. Very great heart, very loving. Corey Davis was an amazing human being. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with cancer, stage 3. And I got to meet him, like you said, it was an honor to meet him. We had breakfast. Some of the guys got to meet him. And he went out to go be with the Lord. And he's repping the Niners with big old flags in heaven, watching the games from him up there. But he was an amazing guy, man. And listen, when it comes to death and life, bro, it doesn't matter what team you represent. It's the person that is doing the representing. And Corey, we love you, man. Rudy, honestly, just by you bringing him up, I really, really appreciate you, man, because You see the person, not the fan of what team he was repping. You saw the person.
Man,
You're a
I
good
think
dude,
about
man.
him all the time. I wish I would have known that how sick he was at the
I
end.
miss our talks. We
To
used to have talks.
yeah, I would go on there and talk to him, and I told him I loved him, and like I said, there's guys that I would be happy with. If, I would hate the Niners to win a Super Bowl, but if there's guys like yourself and Wayne Breezy and uh, um, Corey Davis especially, there's a lot of Niner creators that I've known because I have my channel, and that we go back and forth, but we're friends. But Corey Davis, I never met him in person. I wish I could have. I wish he could have stood. He's still looking down to see this, but and he'll know it. But I wish he could have seen it, man. If you guys do win it, I wish he would be here for that. But yeah, I wanted to
Well,
keep
this
his
is
spirit
why I want
alive
the Niners, honestly, bro. And I know I know you probably wouldn't even disagree because I can see your love for Corey. But I really want the Niners to win it this year, if nothing for Corey.
yeah.
I know Corey
There's
can.
guys.
I would love
There's
the
guys.
Niners to win it for him.
There's guys, Bethel, like you said, and I'm just going to explain it to you this way. There's guys that you don't know, and you talk to, and they have the light, and you can see the type of. In only a few minutes of talking to him,
Yep.
and he came through a lot. He was sick for a long time. He didn't complain. He loved his family. He loved his friends. He loved his Niners, and
He'll be doing
and
his pick'ems every Wednesday, sick or not.
and that day when I found out, man, I don't want to tear up right here, but I felt so like a relative of mine died. Just so you know, that's how much I was. I go, I can't. I was so mad at myself that I didn't go on a stream, earlier, and no one's gonna tell me, hey, Corey's not gonna be around much longer. Talk to him, I no way I could have known, but
Oh, I'm
I wish I
sorry.
could
I
have
thought
seen
you,
him. No, I
didn't know
didn't
you,
know.
honestly, I didn't know you and Corey were close. If I would have, I definitely would have known. Because I've known a long time. If I knew you were close, I would have told you.
Well,
Absolutely.
I wouldn't say close, but I felt close to him because of when we
But no,
talked.
but I didn't know you guys were even talking. See,
Yeah, I
So
would come
that-
on a stream.
I didn't mean
here
that
and
close,
there.
like you guys talk on the phone. But the fact that
Yeah.
you don't want to tear up is he was close enough.
Yeah, I mean, I told my lady, I go, man, you know what? I told him, there's a Niner content creator, a buddy that passed away, and I just sat on the bed looking like, man, I couldn't believe it, man. We have so much to be thankful for while we're here, and I'm thankful for knowing him, And I told him that I love him. I told him that he would be one of the guys that I'd be happy for if the Niners won, And so I was hoping that he would. I didn't know that he wouldn't be able to make it to the season, because I think he passed when you guys beat the Eagles.
Yeah, he passed a few weeks ago. Yes.
Yeah, and so God bless him. But yeah, man, and also too, I want to ask you, Bethel, real quick.
Sure.
You were in the armed forces, right?
Yes.
So I want everyone to
Hoorah.
know. Tell me what armed forces were you in again?
Marines.
The Marines. So God bless you, man. Salute to you. We go back and forth, and it's just us going back and forth, being knuckleheads. But thank you for your service, man. And Bethel's story. He's come through a lot. He got injured. He had some issues.
I was
physically.
paralyzed from my waist down for 10 years.
Paralyzed
ago.
from his waist down. He's a great story. This is why I tell you guys, you don't know who, a lot of times the person's story you're talking to. And so I respect Bethel a lot, and thank you for his service. And we've all been through stuff in our life, but you don't know people that you're saying stuff about. So that's why I say keep it about teams. It's and then this and that, and me and you have fun with each other. But I wanted to just tell you, man, I love you too, brother, and
Likewise.
salute to, and thank you for your service, man. And
like
God bless
you
Corey
were saying,
Davis,
bro,
man.
football is football. Conversations, but at least with me, I can be a little rough. I'm not as gentle as Corey was, not even close.
He's such an amazing guy,
But
man.
because Corey will let you be right to keep the peace. That's Corey. That's what I love. Me,
I wish I had that.
Yeah. I know. Neither one of us have it,
He
bro.
was born with that. That's the way he is.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, bro. He's like, yeah, bro. He was an amazing soul.
And he was so sweet that even
He
though we're
wouldn't defend
grown
his
men,
team. If you talk, he'll just like laugh it off and
yeah, but he was so sweet, even though we're grown men. we didn't want to get in an argument in front of him because of respect for him.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you.
That's how much we loved him.
Yeah. And there are a lot of, it doesn't matter what team you rep. There's a lot of Corys out there. And just to conclude with this, bro, this is why we should never take life lightly, because one day you're here. Hey, bro, me and you we were having a heated discussion. We were going back and forth. We calmed down. My team this, my team that. And God forbid, one of us don't wake up tomorrow. All the things that we talked about meant for nothing. It just puts things into perspective when you lose someone, that there's more important to life than winning a Super Bowl or how many Super Bowls we won. And all that. So it's all about. Now, when you're alive and you're having fun, of course we're going to talk about it. And
there's some there's some Rams fans, real quick on that note, that were younger than me, and because of COVID and stuff, they're gone. And that was before the Super Bowl. They didn't get to see the Rams in the Super Bowl. And so, like you said, even once we go out of that door or whatever, Stockton, you too much, man.
You see we're talking about Corey, bro, and he's just disrespecting.
Oh, well, let me see. No, well, he's not. He don't mean anything about Corey. He's just saying because
we're getting off. We're all emotional talking. Why did we have to be a rainbow?
Yeah, come on, Stockton. But yeah, I love Corey, and but yeah, there's Ram fans that I know that were
blocked for that,
holders,
no.
and they passed, and so we just have to, it's just fun to have our teams and be passionate about our teams, and like I said, I told this to who was it? I think it was John Jay. I think I told him one time, man, if there was a burning building, even though you're a Niner fan, I would go save you if I could. That's what really counts is the people. And but anyway, but yeah, man, thank you for having me on.
Let's have a moment of silence for Corey, and we'll end it with that, Rudy.
Yes.
Don't go anywhere. So I want to talk to you for a few minutes after we get off.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're gonna have a quiet moment for our friend Corey Davis. And then we're going to get off there. Listen, to all your Ram fans out there, thank you for tuning in and doing your thing, man. And the Niners fans out there that kept their tongue and didn't get crazy, for both parties, appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are the true MVPs of tonight's show. Let's have a moment of silence. Good night, everyone.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,